So yeah, dude, I was getting off of work last night. It was like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning, something like that. I was driving home, and right up the street, like one block away from the exit, and I live like right off the main road. Like that whole road, there was like 15 police cars and an ambulance and a fire truck. And I was just like, holy fuck, is like that where I live? And then I got a little closer and I realized like, oh, it's a block up. It's not my turn off. It's no one on my street or whatever. So I, drive into my parking lot and park my car. And holy shit, dude! Like I couldn't see what was going on. I couldn't see anything because there's a fence in the parking lot, and it blocks your view of that part of the road, as also does a building between me and there. But I heard a lady screaming, and she was obviously in some kind of pain. I don't know if it was mental anguish at something that she was seeing in front of her, or physical pain that she was dealing with, as they were either putting her or someone into the back of the ambulance. And I only know that because I like as soon as they shut the door, I heard the door shut, and then you couldn't hear her anymore. It was all muffled. But I don't know what the fuck happened, dude. I hope she's okay. I hope whoever was with her, or whatever happened, they're okay. But that scream, bro, like she was saying, like, no, 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 no. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. It's been fucking with me all fucking day, though, today. I probably cussed like 15 times in the first 2 minutes. It's okay, though.
It could be somebody just having like a mental break or something, for all we know.
No, it was from a car crash.
Okay.
So, like, there's parts of it that I'm assuming because there's no way that I could know. I'm
Hmm.
assuming that someone got hurt bad. And I looked at the news. I tried to find it just now, like as I was getting ready here. I was looking through like local car crash incident reports, fatality, whatever, something or other. Nothing. And that doesn't surprise me, dude. Like this was a couple of years ago. Again, I got off of work at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I really wanted a Gatorade because I've been running around all night and I was fucking dehydrated. So I go to the gas station by my work, and long story short, there was a shooting at the fucking place while I was inside, and I just like ditched my Gatorade and left. Like drink water at home, I guess. But yeah, went on the news the next day, tried to see what happened, tried to see if I could find any stories about what was going on, and if they had any suspects or what it was. And like I saw the guy, like I don't know who he was, but I could pick him out in a lineup probably.
Hmm.
Nothing, nothing, not a word about it. Why? Because no one died. So hopefully, the fact that you can't find the story is probably a good thing when it comes to this lady. And I hope it was just like as bad as it sounds. I hope she just like broke her leg or something like that, and they were setting it in a cast, and that's what she was
Yeah.
screaming about. But the way, just the blood curdling, like it made the fucking hairs on the back of my neck stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is bad. You don't hear shit like that every day. I know
No.
there's people out there who work at ERs, or have like first responder jobs of one kind or another, and probably deal with this shit on at least a semi regular basis. They've seen it before, they'll see it again. But I didn't sign up for that shit. That's why I couldn't do those jobs, especially if it was a kid. Like some Karen fucking screaming, I'll deal with that, I guess. But if a kid's hurt, I can't fucking take that shit. Something about that. I mean, once you have kids, like you can't help but think of your kid when you see a kid who's hurt. So yeah. Anyway, that's what happened to me yesterday. That's lots of fun. Had kind of a crazy week at work. Got back from the ski trip. Ski trip was great. Kids had a great time. Everybody learned a whole bunch of stuff. My youngest was skiing blues by the end of his first day. Suck it, Texans. Yeah, now they're all like, I keep catching them watching like snowboarding and skiing videos and shit like that. Oh shit! Look who's here.
Yeah, you just have to mention Texas apparently.
What's up, gentlemen?
Nothing, man. Just talking shit about Texas real quick, and then you show up. It's kind of funny.
Right.
Long time, man. Well, not really. I talked to you guys briefly last week when I got back. But I've just been working all fucking week, dude.
Yeah. How's
Gotta
everything else been going, brother?
Good. Just trying to make back all the money I spent in fucking Keystone, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, everybody's showing up. All right. Mr. Ribs.
They call me Mr. Ribs.
Riblet.
Yeah. I went out shooting this morning, man. I don't know what it was because I'll finally be able to try out that rifle I have. It sure kept jamming a lot when I was shooting that Russian ammo.
Yeah, the steel case ammo kind of sucks. Like, if you're looking for reliability and fucking super accuracy, you're not going to get it. If you're wanting some practice with your gun and clearing jams and doing shit, it's the perfect ammo.
Oh yeah, it was messing with that and my coworker's 308 badly. I remember I have a rifle that shoots a little bit with it, but it was that bad. But apparently that build I was building for my coworker, the same guy, I was doing that Palmetto State. Yeah, that shit ran like a champ for it.
Yeah, dude. My Palmetto AR is fucking great. My PA-10 is a goddamn fantastic gun. I bought it like when they first started making them. So it was the Gen 1. I got it for fairly cheap because I pieced it together. I haven't shot like thousands of rounds through it or anything like that, but that's not what it's for. It's like a DMR kind of rifle is what I would consider it. I don't know. What do you?
Oh yeah, the one where it was like a standard 16, 1-7. It was like an A2 style. So but you could just put a sight system over the little railing, even though it has the iron sights on it.
Yep.
But I made it look like an A4 because I put the iron sights on the thing, so it's like okay. That shit ran really good, and shot my shotgun for the first time. Not as bad as I thought it'd be.
You're shooting everything for the first time, huh? Nice.
Yeah, and my coworker, one of them had something that we probably wasn't supposed to bring, but it was like a AR pistol, and that shit was it was rocking. It kind of rocked a lot, and a weird thing happened where a round kind of exploded.
Oh.
He kind of got hurt, kind of a little scratch, but
hurt, not injured. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not a big shit happens.
Which I'm like, that's weird that happened, and it was like some cheap Blazer aluminum ammo.
Did you just shoot out a battery slightly or what?
Probably, because the weird thing about that pistol, I guess he said some Vietnam vet made his pistol, and he said it started double tapping, like acting like a binary trigger and shit. I'm like, when we're at the range, I'm like, ooh, like nobody ain't said nothing or got at us.
Huh. Shouldn't do that normally, obviously. I wonder if the guy fucked with the firing pin or something.
Probably. It feels like it's rocking hard a lot, maybe over gas.
Well, they're all over. Any AR pistol's over gassed. You can't find an AR pistol unless it's got like an adjustable gas block on it anyway, because the gas system's just too short. It's like shorter than carbine, and carbine is over gassed. So, I mean, it's not much shorter than carbine, but it's like slightly shorter than carbine length.
I'm curious in your opinion, which one you like more in that configuration? Do you like an AR pistol on 9 or 223 in that type of size? It was like, I don't know. I think it was like 8 inches or 9 inches to the barrel. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have both, so I guess I can speak from experience. But that's why I have both, is because why I can't decide. Like, I want both. I do like my 9, and like having like a 10-inch barrel shooting 9mm, shooting pretty fucking fast, and like especially compared to just like a normal 4-inch barrel pistol or whatever, Plus you got the added accuracy. So that versus a pistol, as long as you have it in your hand, is going to beat a pistol 10 out of 10 times, you know, or at least tie. Versus the AR, though, it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. The only problem with the AR, I guess, would be that it has a shorter barrel than a round normally takes instead of a longer barrel. And so you're not going to get quite the terminal ballistics. So you're not going to get tumbling rounds like you would want out of a 223 when you shoot them, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to shoot that thing for like mid range that much.
I have one, though. It's fun as fuck, dude. Like, it punched Matt in the face. Like, it, you know, did all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, that was happening with me with that 9, surprisingly. Like, I felt that charging handle was trying to, like, hit me a little bit.
And,
when I shot it, right, you know when you hold the pistol grip? It felt like it was, like, not, like, hurting my hand, but it felt like it was, like, hitting hard up against it.
well, I mean, it's a lighter gun, so it's going to kick more than like a normal AR-15 would, you know? But honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. And like, mine's is tiny and as light as I can possibly get it. And
Oh, yeah.
you know, like your shoulder starts hurting because of that fucking cack blade. Eventually, I guess, you know, at least on mine.
Oh, he had that foam, you know, like that foam stock thing, you know, like no stock on it, you know.
Oh yeah, just the foam wrap around the fucking tube.
Yeah.
I think we'll all be going back to those soon, don't you think?
Probably.
I still want an MP5 so bad.
Man, that shit pisses me off. And now Colorado's talking about doing an assault weapons ban, and you know that they're gonna be like fucking all about that shit in Colorado. Even though the governor's technically libertarian, but he's just a Democrat. He's not libertarian. He's a Democrat. He just says that to get the stoner vote or whatever, you know.
Well, didn't Illinois a judge just do something against the Illinois ban?
Yeah, he
Like
stayed
put
there.
a stop to it?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, there was a it was I forget what, I think it was a circuit court judge put a stay on it or something because it was clearly unconstitutional, and they're just basically waiting to knock it down entirely.
I don't trust the Colorado courts to do that shit, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're all so fucking liberal out here. Like,
Well, it wouldn't be the actual state court; it would be eventually a circuit court that would probably take it down.
right, eventually. So how many Colorado courts does it have to go to, and appeals does it have to go through until it makes it above Colorado court? At least 2, right?
Yeah, probably.
You'd have like the local court, you'd have the Colorado Supreme Court, and that's if it goes like straight to the top in Colorado, and then it would go to a higher court like federal. But
Well, I'll do you one better than that, actually. We have preemption here in the state of Ohio, and yet, as of 12:01 a.m. this morning, Columbus, Ohio now has magazine bans in it because some fucking Franklin County judge is like, I don't give a fuck about the Constitution or your state preemption. I'm just going to let this happen anyway. So I'm trying to find lawyers to see the shit I'm at this point now.
and that's another point. Like, Colorado already has the magazine ban. We've got 15-round limits on magazines. So, like, that Club Q shooting that happened or whatever, every single magazine that little fucking piece of shit used to do the shooting, he shouldn't have had if Colorado laws worked, which they don't. So, pass more? I don't know, dude. It's retarded.
It all is.
Makes me upset.
This city ban right now, if you get caught with a 30-round mag, you automatically get 6 months in jail on a misdemeanor.
See, in Colorado, like, the law doesn't have the teeth because they have to prove that you bought it at. So unless they like catch you at the fucking gun store buying a fucking magazine parts kit, is what they call it here, and then like putting it together in the parking lot, like, they're not going to charge you. Or if you're in a shooting or a red flag thing, I guess that can happen. Because wasn't there some red flag dude in Colorado who got fucked because he had magazines?
Yes, I believe so.
So yeah, that shit's going on. I don't know. Speaking of getting fucked, did you guys see that whole thing about the ATF pistol brace ban and how they're gonna like catch people up with trying to get their Form 1 done because it won't happen?
I tried talking to Yankee about that, and he was just doing his normal self. Oh, they're not gonna do it. Shit. Blah blah blah. I don't know if he was fully understand what I was trying to say, but I heard that the 88 days, after 88 days, it's an automatic denial. and they kind of changed the Form 1 form to where after the 88 days is up and you get the automatic denial, you've already sent in proof that you have the quote-unquote SVR, so that just gives them every legal leeway to come after your ass.
Yep. Things are I mean, I wasn't going to do it anyway, honestly. And I know, like, I don't know, there was like that 1986 like full auto ban that they did, but then they did an amnesty at some point along the line. They're like, hey, if you have one of these and you want to keep it, you can like send in a form and we'll do it for you this one time only, no questions asked. And everyone thought that shit was a trap. So a lot of people didn't do that back then, but everyone who filled out the form got their machine gun. So I don't know, dude. I don't know.
That one was more of a grandfather clause. This ATF thing, though, everything I've heard about it as of yesterday from Matt, it just sounds like more and more they're just trying to create a confiscation list in the next like 6 months or so.
Shit, I just saw a friggin' video recently about, I guess there's like a loophole with that too, where you're dealing with certain type of guns. Because I guess some certain, like, what do you call it? Like certain guns, overseas and stuff. Oh, it didn't pass that 92R thing, and then they're trying to get people with that too if you put a brace on it.
Or what happened to that point system? Do you remember that point system that they were going to implement? It was like, oh, it has to weigh this much, and it has to have this thing, and if it doesn't have that, then it has a point, and if it's below this length, it gets another point, and you can only have 3 points. Is that still a thing? I forget how that worked exactly.
Yes, Real Glass. Yeah, you're right. I know it's the NICS background check is the 88-day rule, because they're giving you 120 days to fill out your form. But if you, after 88 days, you get automatic denial, that's when they will come after you.
Daniel says, I wonder why they picked 88 days.
Right.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's funny. So I've been working my ass off lately. I don't know. I've kind of like dropped away from YouTube for just a minute because I got a strike 2 weeks ago, which meant that I couldn't stream last weekend, but I was up in the mountains with the kids anyway, so I might as well just, enjoy it. And then I got back, and Matt didn't do a chat the night I got back, so I couldn't even talk to everybody. And I've been working ever fucking since. Yeah, man. Been a crazy little run here for the last couple of days. What have you guys been up to?
I did a takeover chat for you last Sunday.
Nice.
Well, besides one of my coworkers leaving, and I guess they got him on Border Patrol, but I was still waiting to do this AK, still waiting for it to get here. That has just been working.
Yeah, you got to get yourself an AK.
Well, funny thing is the mount came by, the RS Regulate mount.
Oh, you got the expensive one, huh? How much was that?
Fuck. Damn. I don't remember. I think I spent like maybe 130, I think.
I think I spent like $40 on mine, but it's like made out of steel and it's super heavy and it sits high above the fucking receiver, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not ideal, but I have one for my AK too. I just don't use it.
Well, yeah, I bought 2 pieces. So I bought the part that goes with the Yugo and the other part that for the style of sighting system I'm going to use. So I was going to get that primary arms red dot. I'll put that on there.
It's too bad you didn't get in on all the Vortex red dot deals when they had them.
Mm-hmm.
God, dude, I was getting. Everyone got them if you jumped in on them that night, but it was like $40 for fucking red dots, for Vortex red dots.
I wish I would have bought more.
I still have 2 I don't even have uses for. Like I have to buy rifles for them now.
Yeah.
People are asking if I'm buff or fat. Kind of both, really. I'm a little fat and I'm a little buff. I don't know. I'm trying to work on the fat part. Skiing really helped, dude. Like doing a couple days of skiing, like I realized how bad of shape my legs are in. which honestly wasn't terrible. Like, I was able to do 4 runs the first day and 3.5 runs the second day. So I did like pretty decent. But then compared to high school, dude, when we went all the fucking time and I was in football and I did a whole bunch of shit, we used to do 10, 12 runs in a day. So.
Well, yeah, but you were a lot younger then, too.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I did pretty good, though. I didn't fall down once. I wore my Jinkos the entire time.
That's awesome.
I had a couple people the first day compliment the Jinkos. I had like 5 people the second day come up to me and be like, bro, are those Jinkos? Do they still make those? Like, I should have been fucking selling them on the fucking mountain.
Probably could.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Jinkos are cool if you ski, apparently. That's what I found out. Oh,
shit, I don't need to get my ass back to the gym, but yeah, you ain't wrong there. Because I remember I went, was it like last year? I did like a roller skating. Oh yeah, you really do feel that in your legs.
Yeah, it's like this one muscle in my quadriceps, I think it's called. I don't know, whatever the fuck in front of your legs are. Not the hamstring, the opposite of that. The outside of my legs. Oh my fucking god. Felt like someone was digging a fucking knife in. And then I had to come in and get my stupid root canal done. God, dude, that hurt so bad too. I've had a lot of shit go on the last week, dude. We got my oldest son got his driver's permit finally, so I'm gonna start teaching him how to drive now. A little bit late. I put that on his mom because she's got all this fucking paperwork, so there wasn't much I could do anyway. But yeah, how's it going, dude?
So that's
bad,
good.
baby. Just chilling. Went to a gun show today. That was very disappointing.
They all are, dude.
Yeah. So, and this was the one that I went to as a kid and was all kind of hyped up for. And my wife was like, "Well, hey, let's go. We'll throw the kids in the car and we were going somewhere." And she's like, "Well, we'll go on the way. It'll be kind of fun. We'll leave like an hour early." And we did. And the kids were super good. And my son wanted to wear my wife got him a cowboy pistol with a holster. So he wanted to wear that to the gun show to show everybody. And he was very proud. So that was cool. But it was a very lame gun show, man. Nothing was worth. The prices were horrible. The ammo prices were horrible, and nothing of sort, man. It was just everything is better online on prices, and it was lame. It really bummed me out. So I used to love going to gun shows, and there's no deals. There's no deals.
I was gonna say, I've still never been to one. I always want to go, just safe to say at least I went. And you know how hard it is here with California with the shit that they do.
Yeah.
But what I hear a lot about what goes on over there, it's like, yeah, it's just you can't beat online. Or somebody's going to certain stores.
Even like pre-COVID, it felt like there was still a bunch of dudes that were competitive-ish from online, and like maybe it was about the same price, but you didn't have to pay shipping, or it was a guy you knew, or it was just if he hooked you up with a couple extra boxes if you bought 1,000 or stuff like that.
Or it was something you couldn't find online.
Yeah. And like then
it was the weird old militaria that isn't made anymore.
Like the Milsurps game was fun because there was always a table with SKSs and Mosin Nagants that were dirt cheap, and it's I don't know, it's a weird saturated market, and I don't know if it's because everybody's been buying guns and we've got what we want, and now I'm looking for an STG 44 and 5.56 now. Like that's what we're looking forward to. But and then I went to the gun. Then we went to where we were going, and then I went to the gun shop, like near us. Kind of dipped out of what we were doing, and ran over to the gun shop, and it was like the same thing, man. I don't know. It was just like everything was overpriced there, and
is it because of all of these like gun ban talks that they're doing and all the fucking shit that's going on? Do you think people are like driving the cost up again? again.
I think it's gotta.
At
have
what point? Oh, hold
yeah.
on though. At what point is that like the fucking industry being like, "Hey, we haven't had a shooting in a while," you know?
Yeah,
Like I
you're
would
kinda right.
think it's just that just people just still trying to think they can sell that much. That's how I see it.
Well, and it's the gun market has grown exponentially in the
Yep.
past 10 to 15, 20 years. More people are buying guns than ever before. There are, not to mention, there's just a huge class of 30 to 40-year-olds who have no kids and have an indispensable income, single dudes, non-children dudes, and they've got some money to spend, and they buy lots of guns, and they're addicted. So, like, I would say there's probably
we
less
do.
car guys maybe than like the GM years, but there's tons more gun guys, and that's just what they're buying. So the market will sustain, will hold that longer. To your question, that it'll hold it longer than it does now. But like I was looking at suppressors, and I'm like almost there. I'm almost there. This and I just couldn't pull the trigger because they had gone up in price, and they really didn't have what I wanted. And
Well, it's not only that; it's they've gone up in price. You still have the tax stamp.
yeah,
Still have to get your fingerprints and super background check for a year and a half or however long it takes. And then they know you have it, and they know where you live. And if you ever move, you have to tell them. And if you want to bring that to a different state, you have to tell them. And if they tell you no and you do it, you broke the fuck out of the law. You know?
Yeah, it's just it just didn't feel like it used to. And it was a little disappointing, and it is what it is. I mean,
I really miss the days where you would go and there'd just be like table after table after table after table with milsurps on them for cheap. And you could buy like a Mosin Nagant and a bunch of ammo for like, you can bring $200 with you and leave with a rifle that you could kill a deer with.
Yeah, that was when it was fun, when there was actual huge deals. And I mean, I guess it feels like those days are over. And like every AK was extremely overpriced. I don't think I saw an AK that was under 1,000. There was a couple, maybe two, that were under, but every AK I saw was I mean, especially the old milsurp AKs, those are just crazy in price. People are asking, for Wassers, asking $1,200 for a Wasser, just stuff like that. But anyways, it was good. There was, my son had fun, and he was showing off his gun, and this old guy was like, "Show me how fast you can draw," and my son starts drawing with his finger, like in the air, like showing him how fast he can draw. Thought that was fun. So, like, no, he's asking how fast you can pull your pistol out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was the old guy thought that was very funny. So I mean, it was all right, but it just and then you always laugh at like the guy selling almonds. Like, what are you doing?
There's always some weird dude there, yeah. Like
selling jerky, all types of food.
Yeah, like sleeping bags.
In any place.
It's like tangentially related to guns somehow, I guess.
Well, it don't have to be at a gun show. They just anywhere, any of those type of venues.
So there's always the knife sharpener guy who's there just like sharpening knives at a gun show.
Yeah,
leather workers, all types of shit.
But there's enough gun dudes who love knives, I guess.
There was a ton of knives at this show. I was surprised. Usually there's just a couple tables, but there was about 6 or 7 tables that were only knives. I like knives. I'm just not a knife guy. Like, I'm not the guy who spends $300 on a knife. I'm like, give me one that for $50, and I'll feel
that's too much for me, for $300. Yeah. But I was just looking at a video about boot knives, but definitely can't carry them here.
But there was one gun I did actually kind of like. It was it like a Mossberg 590, and it was in that like gray metallic color, and it was
what do they call that? That's the Mariner.
Mariner, okay. Well, I think he wanted like $300.
That's a pretty good price for a Mariner.
Right.
Yeah,
because they're usually like brand new. I think they're 5 or 6.
Yeah,
that's how much my my retrograde one costs. That's the one I brought today.
And it looked like it had been maybe thrown around the back seat of a truck, maybe a time or two, but didn't look bad. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, can I check that out? And he's like, sure. And I racked it twice, and he lost his mind on me. I was like, what are you doing? Put that down. Whoa, okay. Like, he freaked out that I racked it. I'm like, because I actually was kind of might buy it. It was only $300. I know that's a $500 gun all day, and he lost his mind. I'm like, oh, whatever, dude. Like,
dude, I always think the gun salespeople are like a certain type. Not all of them, but like some of them, dude. Like I went into a pawn shop one time and I was looking at Glocks, and they, like, in Colorado, we've got the 15-round magazine limit. So if you buy a Glock 17, like, it might have a 10-round magazine that comes with it.
yeah.
And I asked the guy, like, hey, does that 17 come with 17-round mags? And he's like, they don't call it the Glock 17 because it holds 17 rounds. I'm like, I didn't ask you that, dude. Like, I asked, like, never mind. It's fine. And like, as I was walking out of the store, I was like, they call it the Glock 17 because it was Gaston Glock's 17th patent. And I, like, shut the door behind me.
People like that just love to jump on, on any indiscrepancy that they have, or they hear someone say they want to correct them.
Well, it made me never go, like, I could, I drove by that fucking very same pawn shop for years.
Yeah.
You know how many times I went back?
Yeah.
Because they were dicks, because fuck them.
I think
Or
it
like
was
the gun store that I normally go to, like, I almost stopped going there because the guy that always answers the phone first is always annoyed because he answers the phone.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, man, customer service is a thing. You treat me like shit when I'm spending hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars inside of this fucking store buying shit that, like, I could buy somewhere else, like literally anywhere else in the world. I could have it shipped to my door, some of it. I don't even have to go through you to get it. And you're going to treat me like shit? Like, fuck you. I guess I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. Oh, man. So what have you been up to, Duke? Anything cool and exciting?
School and, things like that. Feel like Billy Madison in school.
Back to school. Back to
Oh, damn, you got school?
Yeah, because there's like a huge I'll be right
penis.
back. Hold on.
A huge penis is what he was going to say. Just kidding, dude. Just kidding. Smoke says, I met Gun Blast at the SHOT Show of 2011. Play the video. I think I know which one you're talking about. Is it? Was it that one? Or maybe it's this one. Was it that one? I know which one it did.
Fuck happiness. Stay angry. So, I don't know what it is with motherfuckers thinking that you should be happy. Whoever said that you should be fucking happy?
You're just gonna play that one.
LOL, no, the one I put on Discord. Oh shit, okay, hold on. Go to Discord, press some buttons. Oh, an Instagram video? Alright. This better not give me a strike on YouTube, because I already have one. Oh, can't play that. Nope, can't play that. Sorry. I have to be a little bit careful for a little while until at least one of these, one of the strikes, till the strike drops off. Because you can have one strike and keep doing your thing, and you're probably okay. If you get another one, it's not the end of the world. Now you have two strikes, and you got to be super careful. And you probably shouldn't stream at all for a while. And I don't want to have to go through that again, because that was a bitch, dude. That kind of sucked. Yeah. Oh, the soulless ginger is back. Hello, soulless ginger.
Hey, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call.
You're good. We can do Dollar Night on Rumble. Yeah. Rumble's cool, and I really like Rumble as like a alternative to YouTube, which there needs to be one, you know, like with the way that YouTube works and the censorship and colluding with the federal government to go after certain points of view or whatever, and they spend more time on like political banning and censoring of speech than they do on going after pedophiles and shit like that. So an alternative is not a bad thing, but I don't know. It seems like you can't get discovered on Rumble. Like no one will find you, you know. But then again, it's like no one new is finding me on YouTube unless through Matt or through Yankee, because they fucking super shadow ban my shit. You just been Ray rolled. How about roll Ray raid? I like that. Instead of Rick rolled, roll Ray raid. Have you seen any guns from SHOT Show you like? I actually haven't been paying attention to the SHOT Show shit. I assume it's more of the same stuff that they always fucking do, where they have some company has some new prototype, and then we're going to hear about it a million times on everybody's YouTube channel because everyone went to SHOT Show and filmed that booth. And then everybody else has a bunch of other stuff that's exactly the same as the stuff that they had before, but oh, it's got a fiber optic sight. Or hey, we added a Picatinny rail. Oh, now we cut it for an RMR. Like that's the kind of shit that they're coming out with. But I haven't seen anything, so you know, for all I know, there's some cool ass shit that I missed.
Yeah, like that STG 44 by PSA.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see that. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like
comes
that.
in 5.56, 5.45, 7.62 by 39.
I'm sure it was an 8mm Kurds.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think they said it was going to come out in the original caliber as well, but they'll have it chambered in others.
No, I thought they said they was not going to do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I have no fucking clue. Like for all I know, they came out with like an NFA legal rocket launcher that you can buy. Like,
I mean, yeah, that one I liked, and I also liked the that wooden FAL that DSA is trying to do. That was cool.
I like wood furniture on anything they can put wood furniture on. Like,
agree.
If it wasn't so expensive to get the AR-15 wood furniture, I'd already have it. Like you've seen that shit, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw one for $1,600 today.
But I would try to do that, that Fallout build. The biggest thing.
I just
Fallout service rifle.
Yep.
I feel like a proper rifle should have some wood on it. You know, call me old fashioned.
Certain ones I like.
Or even like 1911 wooden grips. Don't get the fucking weird plastic ones. Oh, you've got a revolver? Put wood grips on it. I don't want the stupid rubberized grippy ones that you can get that are supposedly better or whatever. I don't like that. I want wood.
See, that's what I feel, especially when it comes to certain, with revolvers. Because if I do get that 686, I'm definitely taking out that funky rubber grip. Just put a wood one on it.
You ever gonna get that 686? You're never gonna move away if you keep buying guns because you'll like all your moving money will be. Oh, now I have a 686 and I'm stuck in California.
That was the kicker because once I was done with this AK, that one it would have been that revolver, but it's like, I could always get it later. That's the AK was the last thing for sure.
One thing I regret about the Wanamaker gun show, I should have brought like every gun that I like didn't really care about as much.
Is there only one thing you regret?
Oh well. If I had known better though, like going into it what it was, I would have brought some shit with me that I didn't really like as much, you know, and sold it for top fucking dollar because that's what you get inside of that building.
That is the one benefit. that I do believe is that you have a ton of eyes on whatever gun you have. And if you just simply walk around with a stick in it that says for sale, you're going to find something. So it is an instant trade or sell or whatever you want to do, but that is a part of it.
It's super annoying when everybody wants to trade you instead of just buy it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want some other piece of shit that I don't like,
And they never have anything good. It's like, I got this single shot 20 gauge. No, I don't want that, man. I have no use for a single shot 20 gauge. I know what I got. Like, no, son, you don't. Like,
Yeah, then you end up wasting time. I feel bad telling people no. Like
it's very
when it comes
personal.
down to it, I'll do it. But I used to have a lot more problem with it than I do now. Like now I'm older. But yeah, dude, like fuck you. Stop. No.
Your gun's not cool.
Yeah, I don't want your gun, and I only kind of wanted your money.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there were SKSs with plastic stocks, no bayonet, $1,100.
Oh, yuck. I want to vomit. That is disgusting.
With spray paint on them and all kinds of bullshit, dude.
Somebody's gonna buy them.
Well, that's where it phases out. The SKS was only cool because it was so cheap and you could get so much good ammo for it. But that's just going to phase those right out and out of existence if they stay in that inflated price, and people are just going to keep buying PSA AR for $400 or $500. That's that's where that kind of loses its niche. Like even M1 Grands, I'm not spending $1,600 or $2,000 for an M1.
See, ridiculous. I would agree with you. I mean, especially if we didn't have to deal with a lot of restrictions on all states. But there are going to be those people. I can say I'm a little bit within that. If it like, you say some of the younger dudes have money, especially if you had like certain guns, from games like Call of Duty and all that other stuff. And if they definitely had throwaway money and didn't know the price of value of that, I'll buy M1 Grand for that money.
No, and that's one thing about those kind of guns versus a PSA is the PSA may at some point or another sporadically be worth more than you bought it for.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's a newly produced gun of which they're still making more of. It's not really going up in value. You buy an SKS, I mean, assuming you buy it at the lowest price you can get it for at that time, that's the lowest price anyone can get it for at that time. And it will only go up from there. That's the one good thing about buying those old guns, man, is they're not making any more of them.
Especially the ones I want.
But you got to get an AK if you don't have one. AK all day.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get that particular one. I didn't want a WAS or anything like that. So.
What did you end up getting?
Zastava. Zastava, whatever you want to call it.
Did you get the Z-PAP?
Yep.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah,
so I might as well get an import. So if I was going to be my first one.
This is the NPAP. So this is the, I don't know if it was 2 generations or just 1 generation before the gun that you have. But it's basically
which is ironic because right when I bought it, right now they're showing that shot show. Oh, we got the folding ones with the bayonet lug. But I couldn't do nothing anyway because of the state laws because they wouldn't want that shit folding.
I do kind of want one of those PSA folders with the folding bayonet, just because it's cool. Kind of looks like those old Chinese SKSs, AKs that they had.
Mm-hmm.
The Polytech Legends, which are worth a fuck ton of money, but you can get that, and it's basically the same thing for way less. I don't know. I have heard people talk shit about PSA AKs though, like the purists, the AK dudes who were like, "Oh, this thing better last like 40,000 rounds or whatever."
Trust me. When I was trying to get into the whole AK thing, I was doing a lot of research, and I'm learning like, okay, so this is what people care about. This is the milled versus stamped thing, and I'm like, okay, interesting.
Those old Russian ones, there's something to be said for them because they knew what they were doing. They were building them forever. They got like the right kind of steel with the right kind of, like they just know the formula of how to make them so that they last forever.
Yeah, because I think the only thing that correct me if I'm wrong. Well, you need to probably make it better is make the barrel last longer, right? I don't think they were in all chrome 9, right?
All the old ones, yeah. If they're from Russia back in the day, they all have fucking chrome line barrels
Oh, okay.
because of the Burden primers or whatever it's called. Burden primers. It's corrosive.
How much are those AKs going for now, though?
Oh god, I mean, last time I looked, they were like $2,000, and that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Sure, more than that. Yeah, the Arsenal SLR 105. There you go. You know what you're talking about.
That one's fucking expensive, yeah. Ugh.
I'd be happy with just a PSA AK.
If I do get a second one, yeah.
What's up, Brian? No one can hear you.
There's no Brian, only Zool.
Jesus, are you dying? We were making fun of my niece because she got all sick and her voice started going away. And she was being like, can you give me a hot toddy? What's the soup of the day? And so I'd be like, I'd put my fingers on my throat. I'd be like, are you okay? Like you do with the voice box thing.
Yeah.
And then I found out she's got not COVID. What's the shit?
Laryngitis.
I don't
I was
know.
gonna say tonsillitis.
Bronchitis.
It's the thing that they've been talking about, the newest thing, RSV,
Oh, okay.
RBV.
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sure, I'm seeing a lot of people getting sick in certain ways. Because you're saying the voice thing. I don't know if y'all heard me weeks ago. That's how I was.
Well, that shit fucking bounced off of me, but other people got it, so now everybody's all fucking sick. Like I started to feel sick, and then it went away. But
Isn't that
everybody
the
else
one
is like, "Oh, I have RSV now."
Isn't that the one that will hit primarily more people that had the jibby jab than anyone else?
That was the one that was like putting kids at risk at hospitals, like newborns and shit. I don't know anything else about it besides that. So don't go sneeze on a baby. It's a bad thing.
Right.
Jesus, Duke is dying. Duke
You
has
alright, Duke?
RSV. I transmitted it to him over the internet. And now he's gone. Revolver is kids and elderly. RSV. You type gun things so many times that your phone just assumes you meant revolver, not RSV.
That's funny. Fucking hell.
Shit, man. It's cool going up to the mountains though, getting away from everything, getting like a different perspective on life and, you know, what you can do with your time. And it really made me want to just go back up to the mountains and spend more time up there. But it's so much goddamn money, dude.
I can only imagine.
Like lift tickets, if you don't have a season pass for like a weekend day, are like $200 just for the lift ticket. And then if you want to rent your gear, you're looking at like $150 a person per day, right? If you want to buy your gear, you're talking thousands of dollars worth of stuff that you need to buy, you know. Like, I'll never get that motorcycle. But it was a lot of fun. I really had fun. Made me miss
Gosh.
skiing.
So did you always grow up in Colorado?
Yep.
Huh.
And I've been skiing since I was a little kid, and you know, I haven't done it for a while. I had knee surgery and all this other shit that happened, and so I was kind of scared of skiing for a while. And I said, "Fuck it, let's do it." And it wasn't bad. I mean, my knee kind of hurt, but I didn't have like new injury or bullshit that happened because of it. You know, it was fine.
Uh-huh.
And I got to teach. Like my oldest son wanted to snowboard, of course, because he wants to be cool. So guess what? I can't help you. I don't know how to fucking do that shit. The younger son wants to ski. Okay, I can show you what you're doing wrong. I can ski behind you and help you out. I can do all of these things. And by the end of the day, he was doing blues, which is pretty fucking amazing. Like, you guys don't know.
And that was his first time, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Calhoun says, I'm cheap. You can read my last chat if you want. Says, just got here. Do you have any braced pistols? Did you see that they don't finish your background on time? It's rejected, and you're not a felon. It's a trap. Yeah, dude, we were talking about that earlier. I think it was Guns and Gadgets or Guns and something was talking about it with somebody at ATF about how if you don't make it in the 88-day period, their automatic response is to raid you because they have evidence of what you have and all that shit.
Yeah, it's
No,
bullshit.
I don't have any braced pistols or anything.
And
I
that's
got rid of them.
well, correct me if I'm. And that's just like anything with a brace, right? Including like little attachments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you can have like an AR pistol, like that one that your buddy had with the foam pad on it.
Okay. What about a
That should be fine because it doesn't have the brace on it.
What about a micro-roni?
That would be considered a brace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it has a brace on it. That's what I'm saying. And it's.
Yeah, they considered all that SBR now.
Is this shit like the commentary period or whatever it is they do?
I don't even think they did that, did they? This time?
No, that
They
was
just-
like a year and a half ago. I think it was like 2 summers ago is when they did the comment period of like, no, fuck you, we don't want this happening. And now it was basically so many people sending stuff. They're like, yeah, everything's an SBR now.
It's all unconstitutional bullshit.
Yep.
So what if I just, okay, let's say hypothetically that I have an AR pistol, right? And my AR pistol has a brace on it. What if I just take the brace off?
Well, then you're fine.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good enough. That then all you have is technically a pistol, but if you put that brace on there, they consider it an SBR.
I mean, that's the reason why I asked about that attachment thing.
Well, I mean, the Roni, that's all it fucking does is turn it into a fucking mini rifle, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it's just sitting there, it's just a paperweight, right?
Constructive possession. So not only would I'd have to take off all my pistol braces, but also throw them away or destroy them, or turn them into the ATF.
That's what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to document that you destroyed it.
I'm not sure on that part. I would think so, but there's no way they would know if you have one or don't, because there's like what they said, around 40 million of those motherfuckers in circulation. So how are they going to know who has one and who doesn't? Because people buy them just as the brace itself. You know, they don't just come on guns. So I don't know how that would work.
And you got people traying and selling stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not going to know exactly who has what.
Until you say, hey, ATF, here I am, and I want my SBR. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got banned off of fucking Instagram for a week because I commented saying it's a trap, don't fall for it. And they fucking banned me.
It's a trap. Who banned you?
They said I was trying to promote my channel and get more subs and views. Like, no, I wasn't. I was just making a fucking comment.
Wait, who banned you?
I was IG, Instagram,
Oh, okay.
just because I was trying to comment.
I don't fuck with Instagram. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, pictures of stuff. Cool. I'm a chick, and here's my ass and tits. Cool. Spoke says he'd ban Corey too.
He probably would.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, people are all big talk and all that shit, but when the ruling comes down, are you willing to go to war with the federal government over a pistol ban brace thing?
Yeah, not for that. Other things, but not for that.
So it's just another degree that the pot of boiling water's been turned up, you know?
Exactly. Even though I think the focus is on the wrong thing, like pistol braces, because we should be fighting to get the NFA to go away so we could have SBRs whenever we want and everything else that goes along with it, like suppressors, and people are focusing on the wrong thing. So they're just going to let this slide, which is just another fucking infringement on our rights.
I mean, and I'm not saying that I would be cool with this either, but if they really wanted to stop crime, they'd go after pistols.
Or just go after the fucking criminals, which is where.
Well, I'm saying like as if you look at the crime numbers and you're like, okay, logically, what do we have to do to like reduce the amount of shootings that are happening? I know, let's take away the thing that is being used by far and away, leaps and bounds, head and shoulders above everything else, which is pistols. And like they shouldn't do that either. And I'm not saying that they should, but at least it would make sense, you know?
Right. No, I get what you're saying 100%.
If they come for me over pistol braces, I'm like, aloha snack bar. Where's Matt tonight? I haven't heard from him at all today.
I heard from him earlier because I put something in the group chat today and he commented on that, but that was the last time I heard from him.
That son of a bitch. Yeah, I didn't really put a show together. I've been busy. I actually had to work this morning, so I'm kind of fucking tired from that shit, dude. Got back from my vacation, and it's just been work ever since. Although I think I made back my money that I spent, thankfully, ish, give or take. I don't know. It makes looking for a new job really hard when I keep making so much money. And I'm like predicting like shit to go bad, but I don't know. I don't know if I should leave a job that I've had for 10 years, you know?
And you make really good money from what you keep telling us, so that it's hard to find something equal to the pay, especially these days.
Be whatever I go to is going to be a pay cut, but at least it'd be like steadier money, more steady.
Yeah.
All right, Brian's back again. Brian, testing.
Yeah, I'm back. You can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was using my phone. I got a new iPhone, and I don't know, it doesn't want to jive for some reason.
Beautiful.
Well, damn, shame on you then.
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. I shouldn't say good. I'm dealing with, I live in Illinois, so obviously you heard about all that hoopla.
Oh, yeah.
So that and the pistol brace thing, and just my 2 cents, being an Illinoisan, it's nearly impossible for us to have SBRs. So like, there's no point for us to register braces. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, didn't a judge put a stay on all that assault weapons ban shit in your state?
He did, but I think that part of it was based on the procedural, and it only applies to like the 800 or so people that were a part of the lawsuit. So we'll see where that goes, but who knows? I mean, there's multiple suits being put out there, but I'm hopeful.
We all are. Because now, since y'all did that shit, your state, Colorado's trying to do it, and God knows who else is going to be trying to follow in suit with that shit.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I actually kind of have an issue with like Yankee telling people to just go ahead and register.
I know. Like
deal.
I was saying earlier, I was talking to him because he invited me on the channel, and it just, yeah, he's just, go ahead and do it if you why not? It's free. And I'm like, no, it's a trap. And he's like, that's bullshit.
It's not that it's a trap. It's the fact that, you know what the ATF's going to do? They're going to go ahead and say, hey, guess what? Look how many people, gun owners, registered their braces. So clearly these gun owners see a need for this, right?
Sure.
So they're just going to use that as ammunition in any court. So don't do it.
Well, it's not even free anyway. It's a waiver that they can call on at any moment if they want to, because they can't legally do away with the fee because it has to do with government regulation or something and some ruling or whatever.
Right. And it's all still being played out. And there's a lot of attorneys that are poking a lot of holes in everything the ATF has been saying in this ruling or whatever they're saying. But we'll see,
Dude, what happened to the Heller decision? Shouldn't this be preempting anything they're even thinking about doing right now? You would think. Maybe not Heller. What is the one with
The Bruin? The Bruin.
Bruin. Why did I say Heller? I don't know.
Well, it might be both at this point, actually.
But yeah, the Bruin decision basically said, hey, all of these things that are long-standing laws clearly says shall not be infringed, says that you cannot fuck with it, so therefore reversed, but then they keep doing shit.
It's going to, but it really depends. Like, if you're in a state like Illinois that is extremely left-leaning, and your courts are extremely left-leaning, history, well, at least prior to Bruin and all that, they're going back to the states, and they're saying, no, states' rights this, states' rights that, and they're saying we don't want to deal with that. So, it really depends on if the Supreme Court wants to take up that case or not.
Well, and then how long is it in the interim, right? How long is it between them infringing people's rights and the Supreme Court finally stepping in and saying, hey, stop infringing people's rights?
Years.
Yeah.
I mean, look at California,
Exactly. It's going to take years.
Yeah, but they seem like they've been getting their asses up a little bit. But I could see this being a big fight where the Supreme Court has to get on everything and not just gun rights.
And it's ridiculous. These states are putting these, laws into effect, like Illinois, knowing that cases like Bruin happened. And all of a sudden, they're putting ththese laws in regardless of that, knowing it's unconstitutional. And all they're doing is tying up legal fees. Not only is it costing you as an Illinoisan, you're paying taxes, so you're paying taxes as a state that's fighting against it, and then you're also, as an Illinoisan, gun owner, you're paying for the GOA or whatever gun rights organization to legal fees to fight against it. So you're just screwed either way. You're as a citizen, you're left holding the bag.
Well, I mean, what happened with the bump stock ban? That's a perfect example, right? Because they implemented this new rule where bump stocks are machine guns, and if you have one, blah, 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 right?
Yep.
So everyone stopped making them, everyone stopped selling them, and everyone stopped having them for the most part, right? Maybe somebody held on to it in the basement or whatever. I'm not saying what everyone did. But eventually they came around and said, hey, you can actually have these, right? That's where they're at now.
They are, but the thing is that if they wanted to take it further, they could try and take it to the Supreme Court, but they don't want to because they don't want it to affect laws federally on a bigger scale.
Yeah, because they already got what they wanted anyways.
Well, and then another point too, though, didn't they recently get in trouble? Didn't the ATF specifically recently get in trouble because they're making law from the three-letter agency rather than from the Senate?
The Chevron deference thing. Yeah.
So their response to that is just to do it again? Literally do exactly what they just got sanctioned for or whatever it was?
It's completely bonkers.
The thing is, too, Congress, if they wanted to, could just knock this down with a joint resolution. That's all they have to do right now.
And that's what I'm hoping happens is you're right. Like Congress, I'm hoping that Congress comes in and says, it's not your job. You can't make these laws. It's our job to make the laws on this.
Well, even
Because
Congress can't make
the
the
way
laws on it.
the way it's written is, especially with precedent, they talk about short-barreled shotguns and machine guns. They don't talk about like short-barreled rifles or anything like that. There's no precedence on that, I don't think. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, all that shit came from like mob wars in the early 1900s, where dudes would show up with a Tommy gun and shoot 100 rounds into a bar and kill everybody in the bar. And they're like, well, the only reason he was able to conceal that is because it has a short barrel. So we got to make machine guns and things with short barrels not be able to be just bought by anybody. Let's put a huge tax on it, $200, right? So when they wrote that law, how much was $200 in today money? Like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think
while $200 now is not very cost prohibitive, back then $200 was like, God damn, that's a lot of money, or at least it's a decent chunk of change.
I think the big argument is going to be common use, right? Because there are so many braces out there right now, and they're in common use, which kind of complies with the Second Amendment, right? And how things have been ruled that way. So, I mean, hopefully it falls that way.
Time will tell.
So in 1910, $200 was the equivalent of $6,250 today.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, it's like the cost of the gun, $500, plus a $200 stamp. Oh wait, $6,250. Oh, we can't do that anymore. I know. We'll just make it so that there's a cutoff date, and you can't have anything else produced beyond this date, right? And then it will limit the number of those things that are out there, and just the marketplace will decide a new price for them, which will be cost prohibitive to anybody who wants to actually use that. But, if you're like a 17-year-old, 15-year-old kid in Chicago, you can get your Glock switched, no problem, apparently.
Well, I don't think they're going to prove that, but...
No, they don't approve it. It just happens. Like, we've seen the video.
Yeah, all these laws that they've been putting. I mean, honestly, it's hilarious. Like, even after this whole law got put through in Illinois, you just see the news article after news article about people getting shot and killed in Chicago, and you're like, well, I guess this law really helped. All these gangbangers are lining up to register their illegal firearms.
Yep.
Yeah, like we were talking about that Club Q shooter. Like, every single magazine that he had with him was illegal in Colorado. The laws work really great. Not that I think that law is right, but it doesn't work, dude. It doesn't fucking work. Daniel says, if 40 million people just ignored them, they couldn't do shit. Do you think, is that the number of those that are sold in the United States, or the number of people who have pistol braces in the United States?
It's circulation. That's what I heard.
So yeah, I would be willing to bet it's more like 10 million people.
I think it'd be like half that, like maybe 20.
Yeah, honestly. Because how many dudes have a pistol brace that have like 5? You know what I mean?
20 million is still pretty significant. I mean, when you think about common use,
Yeah.
That's true.
And the ATF doesn't have enough manpower to go after every single one of them individually.
Well, that's why they need more agents.
So rely on local PD and sheriffs to fucking help them with their confiscations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't want to say Honda, but Mark wants to made a point earlier when I was watching about, like, is this basically the hill you want to die on? As a gun owner.
Yeah, and I mean that's something that every gun owner would have to make a decision on. But how can we sit by and allow them to keep, chipping away at our constitutional rights? Because it's just a pistol brace. Who gives really? At the end of the day, who gives a shit? We should be able to put a stock on it and have an SVR whenever we want without paying a tax stamp or getting permission by, the fucking government. But are you just going to allow them to continue to create arbitrary rules?
Right.
And I think
it's not so much the brace or whatever. Like he said, it's the procedural thing, right? That people should have problem with government, right? it could be a brace. It could be something else too, that they're overstepping.
Dude, I mean, do you really want to be the tall blade of grass sticking up, though? Like, that's the question. If the whole lawn is overgrown and the lawnmower comes through, and I'm speaking figuratively here, the lawnmower comes through, it's going to get choked up by all the long branches and things that are sticking up out of the ground. But if all of the lawn is nice and short and only a few blades of grass here and there are sticking up, the lawnmower just cuts everything.
Well, and that's where organizations like the NRA needs to grow some balls and say, hey, we're telling everyone not to comply. This is bullshit.
And
I think that's against the law to do if you're a lawyer. Like, you lose your license for advising people to break the law. They got you by the nuts on that.
Yeah. So did the British.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And that's the thing. No one's going to want to be the first person to stand up and, take that hit. They're going to wait till someone else starts it, and then they'll join in. But that's the problem. No one wants to be the first. Well,
they learned their lesson in 2013. Like, after Sandy Hook happened and everything happened there, dude. Like, you go on YouTube or you go to Facebook, and every fucking post and every video is like, at least that was my experience at the time. Like, they were all in line with like, yeah, fuck this, stand up to the government. Here's a meeting here. Here's a thing there. Here's a rally at this city at this time. Show up. And people were showing up in mass. They were showing up and they were having their voices heard, to the point where Obama, who was a very popular president among the left, who could have gotten a lot of things done when it came to gun control, was shut down, wasn't able to do shit. Well, how does it work now? When you go on your YouTube and you search for something that you want to watch, the next suggested video in line, the very next thing is like CNN News, or if you're lucky, it'll be Fox News, right? It'll just be some mainstream information source about the thing that you were watching that brings you back to the narrative that they're trying to control you with. It's not like it used to be where you would just hit like autoplay and go down a rabbit hole sometimes. Like, that was the cool thing about YouTube back in the day.
Yeah.
But now it's the thing that sucks. Now it's like, oh, if it's not corporatized, if we can't monetize it, if it's not able to be mass produced and shown to lots of people that is in agreement with the fucking message that's going on right now, then we don't want it. And we'll do everything that we can to make sure that not that many new people find out about you. And of the people who know about you, man, not everybody's going to get the message that you're live right now. So they won't even hear it anyway. And so, you know what? You'll just kind of disappear into the background. You're not able to like start a YouTube channel and go all like Steven Crowder out of nowhere or whoever, like
that was interesting.
Oh yeah. The Steven Crowder thing.
Oh, I was just going to bring that up because you were letting on to it.
Well, I mean, the fact that we recorded that phone, like, I've talked to people on the phone that we do chats with. Do you know how many times I've recorded like Never Enough Ammo on the phone with me?
Don't every tell time.
Well, I guess now, no matter what I say, you guys won't believe me, but it's actually 0.
No, I know, bro. I'm just picking on you. Give me a shit.
Salty Cracker did it? Salty Cracker did what? I don't know, man. Like, that whole thing is kind of fucking weird, but he does make a good point about how, okay, like, we're going to sign you. You're this up-and-coming, like, Never Enough Ammo channel size guy who's talking and doing stuff, and we here at Daily Wire are going to pay you a salary, a working wage that you can actually, like, pay your rent and feed your kids and not worry about it. You just got to keep doing your show every week, and we're going to promote you and make you huge and do all this. Like, there's a lot of, like, stuff that they actually do for you, but you have to walk so within the lines that they just become another, in a way, corporate establishment media source that just has, like, the, milk toast drying out in the fucking sun, like, version of events that everybody already heard. And it's stupid. We don't need another one of those.
Oh, yeah. And I was looking up a lot about that, and people that have friends with him and saying, yeah, well, who was looking at that contract, like, that contract was pretty bad. That, like, Daily Wire would have fucked him over easily on a whole bunch of shit. So it was better for him just to go independent.
Yeah, I think he was looking for. I mean, part of me thinks he was looking for money with having the same, leeway that he has always had. The other part is, what he's saying is, what is he saying? Big conservative is in bed with big tech, and it's like you either follow rules, and we basically have them by the balls because we have a contract with them, so they have to fall in line. I can see both sides of it a little bit, but yeah.
Do you guys feel like you got politically skipped in a way? Because like when I was a kid, when you guys were kids, we were growing up, it was always the boomers, right? The boomers get to decide. It's the boomers' choice. The boomers waited their turn. The boomers are in control now. Blah, blah, blah. Boomer, boomer, boomer. And now that we're starting to get a little bit older, where we should be taking some of the mantle that the boomer used to hold, now it's these kids coming up underneath who are like, well, there's more of us, and like we got this point of view shoved down our throat for 18 years, so we're righteously indignant to anybody who disagrees with us, and we're going to use our political power the way that we want to use it. Like our generation never had it felt like anyway, never had the mantle, never had control, never had the power, never was listened to, never was taken seriously, and was right about so many things this whole fucking time. I don't know, dude. I don't know. What you guys think about that?
Not enough Gen Xers.
I don't know, man. I grew up high school in like the let's see, late 90s, early 2000s, listening to like punk rock music and stuff like that, and it was very anti-establishment. All those same kids now are extremely left-leaning. It's so wild. Like,
No, I agree with you on that one. I mean, I was growing more millennials, and I'm so surprised by how some people switch that way easily. I mean, there were some people that were kind of dumb, but it's like, damn, all y'all agreeing to this thing, huh?
Well, the thing is, like back in the day, and when I'm thinking of my political awakening, because I had like a how things work in reality awakening, and then I had a political awakening of like, hey, I want to be politically involved with things. I started off on the left, because the left back in the day was the party of looking into science and having discourse and having open discussions and not censoring people and being free speech absolutists and being anti-war and being like pro-family and pro-American for the American people, for the working class people who have it bad. At least that's what we were sold on. And a lot of the issues that I cared about happened to be in line with what the Democrat Party was for. Right? Hey, we don't want to go to Iraq. I don't want to go to Iraq. Hey, we want to like get the border secure and stop all this illegal immigration. Like, yeah, I see all kinds of problems with that. I think they should stop that too. Like thing after thing after thing. And then at some point there was like a switch where the Democrats came into control, and then a lot of the things that they were speaking out against, they were now advocating for. And if you weren't paying attention, people didn't notice it. Simple Dan.
Yo, how you guys doing today?
What's up, man? Ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah. I'm just doing my laundry here, and I was listening to the show, and I checked my Discord and realized I had a message.
The laundry? You do the laundry?
I'm here in and out, trying to get a shake.
All you security people. Is everything secure?
Yeah.
It's secure here at the laundry, man. I'm on my day off.
Well, I got working 12 hours, 10 hours.
I quit my part-time job, and I haven't gotten this much sleep in freaking years. It seems like.
Dude, 2 jobs is rough, man. I've had 3 jobs at one time before. That's the most I've ever done. 3 jobs is the most I've ever done.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And that was like,
I
think I worked for like 4 months straight without having a single day off before I quit one of the jobs. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I worked 7 days a week for 3 months straight, and then it backed off to 6 days a week, which having that one day off is actually pretty good. That actually kind of helps take the edge off. And then I just recently, things at my part-time job got a little unnecessarily difficult with the management. Not that the job got difficult, it's just the management was being real dumb. So I told my boss, I said, hey, come relieve me, man. I'm out of here.
It's nice to have the ability to, because a lot of the time when you're in a shitty situation like that, they know that they got you by the balls.
Right.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're management and we're going to have you do this ridiculous. And it's like, I don't have another option right now. I got to do what you say if I want to keep getting the little bit of money that you're giving me. Like,
Right.
fuck me, I guess. I'll do what you say.
Yeah, and I was in a position. Fortunately, I've been in a position where I can walk if I need to. You know, I had that job because I wanted to, not because I needed to. And that's, if you're going to be in a position, that's the position to be in. So I just walked away. Been getting lots of sleep ever since then. Feels good.
Dude, sleep is good for you. You need
Yeah.
sleep. Your body needs sleep. Your brain needs sleep. If you don't
Mhm.
have enough, like, things don't work right. Your health deteriorates faster.
Right.
Like, shit ends up like not working right, and you don't know why. You get irritated easily. You have to eat more. You gain more
Mhm.
weight. Like all of
Right.
those things, dude.
Oh yeah, big time. You would think that sleep, you know, it's something because you're not conscious when you do it, and you're like, oh, and you don't pay it any attention. But having a decent sleep schedule is the difference between night and day in your health, man, for real.
Yeah, I
And,
noticed
like-
like when I don't sleep enough, like, and I have to keep going and keep going and keep going.
Yeah.
If you just eat a little bit of food, it gives you energy. Like crab farmers do that shit. You know, like the crab dudes who catch crabs. They have to
Yeah, I
work
guess
like
so.
22-hour shifts straight without a nap. You know, they just keep feeding the dudes and send them out on deck.
Yeah.
I thought
Well, I mean,
breath is involved, but whatever.
and just little things like my knees and my lower back and everything like that have since healed because those 2 days a week that I work are actually the most, or that I used to work on my part-time gig, were probably the most strenuous, even more so than my full-time job, because I was literally 6 out of the 8 hours I was on duty, I was literally on my feet. So like my I know you had problems with your knees once upon a time, and so like my knees and my lower back and all that stuff's feeling like way better. So I'm
That's
just
good.
like, this is good. Yeah.
Dude, for me lately, it's been my ankle's been the worst. Like
Yeah.
my knee hurts or whatever. My ankle hurts. I have to wrap it up. I have to ice it. I have to take ibuprofen. However the fuck you say that word.
Yeah.
And it's still a fuck. Like if I forget to do any of those things, I'm just fucked. Like if I forget to ice it the night before and then wrap it before I go to work, I'm just fucked. If I go to work and I didn't take any like drugs at home, and I get to work and the drugstore at work is closed too, like they're out of ibuprofen.
Mhm.
Proprin. How do you say that word?
Ibuprofen.
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 It's not Proferin. Got it.
Yeah.
Sucks
We
to
knew
get
what the
old.
hell you were talking about. We knew what you
Oh,
were
it
talking
does.
about anyway.
40 fucking 2, man, and I work on my feet. Like,
I turned 40 this year.
did I say
Yeah,
42?
get it-
I'm going to be 42. I'm 41.
Getting old sucks. 1 star. Would not recommend.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're the oldest one here, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
actually slightly older than Matt.
Yeah. Because Matt's
You old bastard.
45 now?
Yeah, I'm about a year older than Matt.
Jesus, dude, we're all old.
Yeah.
I remember looking at, like, people in their, like, if you were 30 years old, you were fucking ancient. You remember that when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck happened to that? Like, the 30-year-old's a kid to me now.
I'll never be you.
Oh, you're just a fucking fetus. You don't even remember Ghostbusters. Fuck you. Tried any new good beers out there in Chicago there, Brian?
Not lately. Nothing really to write home about.
Does Chicago make more beers than Denver? Because Denver makes a fuck ton.
It's a good question. I would venture to guess that Michigan probably makes more than both, but
Yeah,
Shit,
Colorado has quite a robust beer culture.
Let's look this up.
Shit, I was gonna ask you, what you like more, that New York style pizza or that Chicago style pizza?
Oh man. Is that a question for the panel or?
I mean, anybody should. Or the
depends
guy
on the
from
Chicago
Chicago.
style pizza.
I've never had either, so I can't comment.
I like New York style pizza. I've never had legit New York pizza, but New York style pizza is the big floppy slices, kind of like the big New Yorker, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is rated in number of microbrews per person, or how many people there are per microbrew. So it's not how many you have in your state necessarily, because your state has a lot of people, versus, like a different state like Montana has very few people, but they make a lot of different beers, so they're number 3. So it kind of makes sense. Like Wyoming being number 6 also makes sense. No one lives there. Colorado's got like 7 million people though. Which means we've got a lot of microbrews. I didn't really answer my question though. Fuck you, internet. Craft beers, number of breweries by state, 2021 statistics. All right, here we go. I don't want cookies. God damn it. Show all, deny, fuck off. Okay, California has 931 craft breweries.
Makes sense.
Pennsylvania, 486. New York, 485 by 1. Washington, 437. Colorado, 428. Michigan, 408. Booyah. So yeah, Colorado actually does have a few more. Not many. We're very
Looks like
similar.
we gonna win.
Illinois only has 299.
Yeah, I feel like these numbers are completely wrong, but
well, this is as of
I'm a big
2021.
state.
As of when?
2021. So perhaps slightly outdated.
And probably call the Statista Sport line and figure out where they're at.
Is Texas on the list?
Texas is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 406.
Oh, that's not terrible.
So California got number 1.
I know the only beer brewing company that I hear a lot about here in Texas is the guys that played Sam and Dean Winchester from Supernatural. They both own
they do.
A beer company in Austin.
Yeah, there's one in San Antonio called Weathered Souls. That's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, Texas has some real good breweries.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no problem trying out. I was saying, Mark, I said, well, I think California got number 1, huh?
Yeah, but that makes sense because of California, just how big it is and how many people live there and how many different geographic areas there are, like how many different vacation spots that can have some little mini bar that makes beer in the back that counts.
See, I care more for liquor than beer, but I drink it too.
Well, like Sierra Nevada out of California and Firestone, they were early on in the game. That's why they're probably so big. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, and Lagunitas too.
Lagunitas.
Oh yeah. I care for that one.
Alcohol is kind of a weird thing, like booze, not beer, right? Because like people have had beer and wine forever, but they didn't have like the right kind of yeast to get all the sugar out of it to turn it all into alcohol. They didn't have the ability to distill for, I don't know, when was distilling invented? Maybe like 1,000 years ago, something like that. So for the longest time and throughout the centuries and throughout our entire evolutionary history, human beings have never been exposed to distilled alcohol until fairly recently in our genetic history.
Yeah.
Which explains why some people have such a problem when it comes to drinking, like you just can't stop. You weren't meant to have that, dude. Like people, human beings, animals on this planet have never had that level of purity of alcohol. It's always been like 5% beer or less, like small beer back in the day. Like that's what they would just serve because it was better. It was safer to drink like a low alcohol beer than it was water because water had parasites and water had bullshit in it. But for some reason, the beer didn't. So you just serve beer to everybody. But it's not like everyone got drunk. It was like 1%, 2% beer,
Mm-hmm.
RCDC dropped in 5. It's a cool fucking predator.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. There's a lot of good beers in Colorado, but it's funny. I always stick to the ones that I like, which is the cheap beer. either Modelo or Coors Original. It's like all I drink.
I really like Cerebral Brewing out of Denver.
I don't think I've had that.
Cerebral.
Cerebral.
Sounds smart.
Brain.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried any of the Tommy Knockers?
No.
Dude, Tommy Knocker makes some good beer. They're up in the mountains. They have a maple nut brown ale that
sounds good.
I don't like drinking too many of them because they're a little sweet, but oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Is that owned by Stephen King?
Oh, Tommy, I was like, what are you talking about? My mind went to the Stanley Hotel when you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with The Shining? I don't know.
I drove by there once.
Yeah? Didn't stay? Didn't go in?
Yeah, I just drove by.
It makes you think more of Dumb and Dumber than it does of The Shining, to be honest. Because that's where Dumb and Dumber was filmed, was at the Stanley Hotel.
There's a lot of like
Interesting.
What wild animals do you guys have out there? I'm trying to remember what it was. I mean, there was a lot of wild animals just literally right outside that hotel.
Around that area, because it's a national park, you're not allowed to hunt at all, and they do a lot of things to foster the local elk population. So there's more elk than any other part of Colorado. Like they thrive in that, like Rocky Mountain National Park, Estes Park, just outside, like in that fucking city area.
And they just chill.
Yeah.
You know?
And they'll walk through, like, you'd be shopping. They've got like little fucking shops and, you know, trinket stores and antique stores and shit and restaurants downtown. And there'll be elk walking, you know, through the road in the middle of the city. It's pretty cool, though.
But here's the big question about the Stanley Hotel. Can we get Duke to go to it?
Nope.
Well, I've said this many times before. I used to work for hotels. Like, I worked for the Sheridan Hotel, like a fancier one. And they were owned by the same company that owned the Stanley Hotel. And they had some fancy party thing that they needed an extra bartender for. And since I was a bartender at the Sheridan, they asked the bartenders, like, hey, do you want to go work a night at the Stanley? And I was like, fuck yeah. I got to work one shift there as the bartender.
Why wouldn't you?
I whispered in a bunch of people's ears about how they should kill their family and stuff, you know.
Wow.
Damn it, man.
You don't need them. No, I'm just kidding. YouTube.
Red rum.
If I get a strike for that, that's bullshit. The fuck is Bubby Brister saying? Has anyone here ever had polygamy porter?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds delicious.
Never heard of it.
Sounds scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've had a lot of the other beers from Colorado, like Avalanche, Fat Tire, Blue Moon, when it was actually before Coors owned it, was a Colorado brew. Believe it or not, now it's everywhere.
I think it's still made in Colorado, though.
Well, it is, but it was bought up by a major beer company, so it's not really a microbrew anymore. But it started off as one.
I've never been much of a beer guy. I was always alcohol, particularly whiskey.
Yep, that's what I prefer liquor. I only started hanging out with a coworker. I started drinking beer. Now I can drink anything now, but I was gonna ask you, do y'all like IPAs? I fucking hate IPAs. I'll drink beer because of that dirt taste.
I hate IPAs. Yeah.
Depends. Some of them I really like. Some of them taste like grapefruit juice to me, and I love grapefruit juice. So it's got like that real bitter taste to it. I don't know what it is. Others, I agree with you. Like the level of hoppiness is key to make a drinkable IPA. And when they have way too much hop, it can be a little overwhelming.
Yep.
It's acquired.
Yeah,
the only beer I could really stand drinking was Irish beer and German beer.
I don't know. I prefer beer myself, though, compared to alcohol, because when I drink alcohol, the next night I can drink more alcohol. The next night I can drink even more than that. And before I know it, I'm drinking 27 shots on my birthday while finishing a shift at my job without getting fired and without any managers knowing, because I can just hold my alcohol that well. And I'm like,
Damn.
oh, I've got a problem.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it's just that, you know, when you drink beer, it's just like, it feels like, you know, more bloated or more slow, like, you know.
Yeah.
I agree. That's what stops you from drinking so much of it that you can, like, the next night, like, oh, let's drink even more beer. Like, no, I'm good. Like,
Hey, yeah, and I don't know why you have drinking beer is definitely make you go piss a lot. Liquor, no, not for me. Like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
that you can make it at home, though. You know,
What's that?
I love that you can brew beer at home by yourself. I mean, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
You can do beer, you can do wine. My neighbor, when I lived down in San Antonio, my neighbor used to make cactus apple wine.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was kind of like fruity, but a little bit bitter. So it was like, I don't know, it was pretty good.
Also, maybe a okay prepping thing to acquire as far as knowledge goes is brewing.
Right.
Good for trade.
You can use that as currency. Yep.
Because everyone's going to want alcohol when shit hits the fan.
Right.
Especially if you get to a point like they were not that long ago where drinking the water might not be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: there's people that distill alcohol making out of fruit and stuff. So I mean, you could make it liquor for that.
So you mentioned beer being safe to drink back in the day. Now, what is it that cures it of its bad level of parasites? Is it the yeast that just gobbles everything up?
No, you do a mash. So you're boiling water.
Okay.
So yeah, essentially.
And that kills everything, right? That kills all of the dangerous. Okay.
Well, the alcohol level in it keeps it from growing anything. So yeah,
I suppose that.
Both really.
Well, with having that knowledge of brewing beer or alcohol or whatever for shit hit the fan scenarios, would also growing your own tobacco be a good idea?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so. Your own everything, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, because someone asked me that the other day about would that be a good thing to grow during shit at the fan. I'm like, hell yeah, it would be.
You know how many people that like to smoke? Come on now.
Exactly.
You know, if it was me, I would do weed, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think you get more per plant by growing a couple tobacco plants or a couple weed plants? Like as far as being able to trade shit for it.
I imagine they'd all have. I don't know. It all depends on your local economy and who has what. But I mean, like you give somebody a bottle of cactus apple wine and a hand-rolled cigarette and trade them for a box of ammo. Hey, you know what I mean?
I'm saying like your window for getting people who want cigarettes is going to be pretty small, right? Because like everyone who's addicted to cigarettes has cigarettes now. Shit hits the fan. All the people who want cigarettes are going to go to the store and they're going to grab up all the cigarettes. There's not going to be any cigarettes left for anybody else ever again, or presumably, let's say. So now, once those people run out of cigarettes, maybe the guy who got the most can like use those to trade for shit with the people who still want cigarettes, and he's going to end up really good.
Yeah.
But the people will eventually run out of cigarettes or the ability to trade for cigarettes and have to stop smoking. And after a couple of weeks, they don't want a cigarette anymore. Now you finally grow your plant like months later. Nobody wants it.
Not necessarily. I think a cigar, like a hand-rolled cigar, would probably go for trade for something.
With weed, I can tell you, you can go 120 days without smoking and still fucking think about it. Like,
yeah, I think it would be more beneficial to grow your own, marijuana plants in a shit hit fan scenario because, people are going to look for an escape away from all the, constant bullshit and
that's what I was gonna
say. Would take away that constant fear of doom and gloom and shit. So it'd be just as valuable as alcohol.
Yeah.
Tobacco would go to the way of the past.
So we're just going to become a bunch of moonshine and bootlegger fucking pot growing hillbillies when shit hits the fan. That's the plan.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think be right in that fridge.
I don't think tobacco's going to go going to be completely obsolete. I mean, hand-rolled cigars have been a thing for a long time.
Well, yeah, cigars were more for the fucking bougie people.
Yeah.
Okay,
like I
so
said, go ahead.
Speaking of booze and all that stuff, as a thank you to my brother-in-law for like having me and the kids up for the weekend and skiing and stuff, I bought what is to me a pretty expensive bottle of booze. It's a stuff called Lagavulin, and I've never had it before, but I have heard that it's really, really good, and that blah blah blah, and all of the stuff about it. It comes in this kind of coat like cask that it's aged in and all this other stuff, and I was like, cool, I'll spend the money. It's a thank you. Like, he likes booze, we'll drink it, it'll be fun. The worst tasting shit I have ever had in my entire life.
What is it?
What was
What
it?
is it?
Well, it's aged in a fire, like they go through and burn the inside of a oak barrel, and then they age it inside of that, and it gives it this like fucking forest fire flavor to it. And I imagine probably with a cigar it'd be delicious. With a cigar, like, that would be the way to do it. But by
What did your
itself,
brother-in-law think?
he didn't like. No one liked it. My nephew tried it. He didn't like it. No one liked it.
Damn.
But it was pretty smooth.
I'm assuming it's bourbon, right?
No, it's actually Scotch.
Interesting.
Have you ever had Devil's Cut?
No.
Yeah, Devil's Cut is basically they take, when they store the whiskey in the barrels, a certain amount of whiskey seeps into the wood of the barrel, and so when they're done emptying out the barrel, they crush the barrel down and squeeze all of that whiskey out there, and that's what they call the Devil's Cut.
It's Jim Beam,
And-
right?
Yeah, it's Jim Beam. It's actually pretty good. It does have kind of a smoky wood flavor to it, and it's real hot. It's like 45% alcohol. So
I don't know, but the stuff that I really like, and this is like $80 a bottle, so this is only like every once in a while. Have you guys ever had Angel's Envy?
Had it
Never heard
once.
of it.
Yes.
Delicious. And they do it in these they age it in like Caribbean something or other casks, and it gives it this really like interesting flavor, but then it's also really fucking smooth and makes a fucking delicious Manhattan. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a whiskey drinker, but I'm starting to get into it now that I'm older. Like, it's weird. All the things that you hated when you were a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't like veggies on my pizza. Now I love veggies on my pizza. When I was a kid, I didn't like anything spicy, and I hated jalapenos. Now I've got a jar of jalapenos and hot sauce everywhere. Like, it's just weird how that shit works.
But
I completely feel that.
You were drinking Rittenhouse Rye for a while, weren't you?
I bought that as a meme, and it was bad.
Really?
And I still have it.
That's a pretty decent bottle for making cocktails and stuff like that.
I still have it. Here you go. Look.
No, it's funny that you were bringing that up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really much of a whiskey drinker, but now I know what certain whiskeys I like, and ironically, they're the expensive kind. Because fuck, whatchamacallit, Jack Daniels and all that other shit. But yeah, some of those other ones are expensive. You know, Whistle Pig, Macallan, and way higher ones than that.
Yeah, Whistle Pig's good too.
Expensive.
Yeah, I had a friend. Yeah, I met a friend like a couple years ago. Yeah, he got me into more on the whiskey stuff, but I was always a tequila guy.
Yeah, you gotta get better whiskey than Jack Daniels. I can't stand American mash whiskey.
Yeah.
If you take Smirnoff and you run it through a Berkey filter, you can turn it into Grey Goose. It purifies it. It's nice and smooth.
Funny thing, I was just thinking about that because I noticed like a lot of people say if you really filter out a lot of alcohols, they actually taste a lot better. So I just want to do that just for an experiment.
It improves the quality. It improves the quality exponentially.
This is the one that I like. It was the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in port wine barrels. And oh my god. And this is like $80 bottle, give or take, you know. So not terrible, but it's not cheap either. You know, like, you can obviously spend a fuck ton on booze for one bottle. Like, what's the most expensive shit you ever drank?
Probably Grey Goose or Maker's Mark.
I'm trying to remember.
What is that real expensive Patron? Like, it's like extra reserve or some shit.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I had a step below that one.
I've had that expensive ass fucking Patron before, and it was so fucking good.
Huh.
It's not that 1893 stuff, is it?
I think you saw like that, like some master type or whatever.
Yeah.
I have
It's
never
like that-
drank
it's
it, but
really
I've
expensive.
tasted it. I've just had like the little tiniest sip of Louis the 13th,
Oh,
which
How was
What is that?
it is a cognac, a French cognac,
Yep.
Cognac. Okay.
and I don't know how much it is for a bottle. Like if you went to the liquor store and they had it in the bottle, I don't know how much a bottle would be. I do know that in the restaurant that I worked at, for a 1.25 ounce pour, it was $250.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
expensive.
Then if you want to do Pappy bourbon too, it's that's like a $300 shot as well.
For a
Yeah,
shot, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like 23-year-old or whatever it is.
Fucking Library Garrett.
I said it better be made out of virgin juice or something.
HBO Matt says huge stash of freeze dried 30-year-old coffee, best value. That's not a bad idea. Or yeah, just having like the instant coffee, you know, because that shit lasts forever as long as you keep it sealed up.
Mhm.
Then you have coffee forever. Gun Library Garrett says, "Is your liver for sale again?"
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
I don't know. Fuck it. I might have a drink. Let me go grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if you ever come across a bottle of and they usually move pretty quick at the liquor stores, is Weller. If any of you guys heard of Weller?
No.
No, yeah, Weller is at least around here in Illinois. Like it depends on what you're buying, but some of those bottles can go from $30 to $80, but on the secondary market they sell for insane amounts.
What's that one shit that everyone drinks in Chicago, or it's in Illinois anyway?
Malort.
Malort. What does that taste like?
Dandelions and piss.
Jesus.
That's a very specific fucking description.
Yeah, I know.
It definitely is a Chicago thing. There's a thing in Chicago, if you guys never been here, called the Chicago handshake, which a lot of bars will do a Chicago handshake, and booze used to be a lot cheaper, but it used to be like you go to a bar, you could throw down $5 and get a tall boy of old style beer and a shot of Malort.
And it's a Chicago handshake.
Chicago handshake. It's like poor man's drunk.
Nice.
Daniel says it's about $4K a bottle. I think you're talking about Louis. Keep that shit on tap. I worked at two places that had it, and they were both like
$4,000 a bottle. Jesus.
They were both like bougie, fucking upscale, fine dining, like ritzy kind of places. And they were good to work at. Like the problem was like they never let you stay on the floor for long enough to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get like one set of tables, you get 3 tables. They'll each have a $200 tab. You sell $600 in an hour, and then you go home. And that's your shift for the day. That's it. Which was cool because you make your money, like you make 20% of that. You're making 120, 150 bucks.
Yeah.
For 3 hours of work.
Not terrible.
No, not at all.
Well, I was going to ask, what is the strongest drink you ever had? Because I think mine was, Bacardi 151, but I heard we got like weird restriction laws as far as like how strong alcohols we can have here in California.
I mean, Everclear is probably the strongest one you can buy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
151's not far behind it. Everclear, I think, is like 198 proof. So it's like 99% pure alcohol. 151 is called 151 because it's like 75.5%.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, they weren't supposed to have that still in that bar I think I went to, and I nobody was drinking. I was like, oh, let me give it a shot at this. And I tried it, and I was like, I wanted to try to drink it again, and I found out that bottle was gone.
Yeah, like we don't have it at my bar because they used to have flaming drinks, and that was what you put on the top of the flaming drink. You put a little floater, 151, light it on fire. And then they made those illegal in Colorado because I'm not sure if this story is true or not, or if this is just old wives' tale that I heard through the grapevine or whatever, and it wasn't even at like my restaurant or anything like that. But someone got a flaming drink, didn't realize it was a flaming drink because he was so drunk, and then like drank it and then spilled fucking flaming alcohol, like got fucking burns all over him and shit ensued.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, I had a bar down the street where a girl had her hair get caught on fire because, of 151.
Shit's dangerous, man.
I mean, this
Like
was years
fucking
ago.
gasoline.
I mean, I don't think you can find 151 anymore, but
Yeah, that's why I was lucky enough to even drink that. I was like, I've had a shot of that. I'm like, okay, 2 beers, and I was already fucked up. I was like, oh shit.
They still sell it. You can go to the liquor store and get it. Just most restaurants don't carry it because they don't want to get people fucking like barfing shit faced.
I don't think Bacardi does it anymore in the U.S. I think
Really?
you can get it, but it's different brands.
Bacardi 151 at every liquor store around me.
Oh shit!
And they've got other 151s.
Let's go with the $13.99 one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. $13.99 cane
4 stars.
rum is made from pure sugar cane rum. Man, get you good and go. Be blind by the end of that bottle. I brought Dicador 20-year rum black from Colombia. How do you say that?
Decatur. Yeah.
Fuck me. I was looking for some weird way to say it because I thought it was some weird rum name. Fuck me, I'm sorry.
I think it's spelled incorrectly.
Dictador. Yeah. I don't know how to say it, how to spell it correctly either, so don't even worry. Turns out you can buy it there too. You can buy it here too.
That's cool.
So Dictator 20-year rum back from Colombia. Let's look that one up. Dictator.
The dick.
I mean, if you like it, you can buy it here now. That's good for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Dictator.
Dicador. It's that Dicador, man. You gotta love that shit.
$65. Nope.
For a bottle of rum.
55 on Grizzly.
Give me some moonshine.
Dude, I got ruined on cheap rum for a long time, though. Like, back in college, freshman year, playing drinking games. You're supposed to play with beer. We were playing with cheap rum instead. And I took about 17 shots of cheap rum before I realized how drunk I was. And it was too late by that point. I had alcohol poisoning for a couple days. Like, a bunch of bad shit happened. Pretty sure I puked in my roommate's bed. Like, everyone was mad at me. And then I didn't like any kind of white rum for the longest time. Like Myers Dark. Have you ever heard Myers? That shit's good. I could drink the fuck out of that. But like that white distilled rum that's not even rum, it's just alcohol. It's basically like vodka, but with a little bit of rum flavor to it, I guess. Blech. Blech.
Well,
Bad memories.
you mean any non-spiced rum is what you're saying, or?
No, because I don't even like spiced rum either, necessarily. You know, like Captain Morgan's or whatever, spiced rum. Myers Dark Rum, which is not spiced rum,
It's
but
not.
it's
Yeah, you're right.
really, really good.
But like Bacardi would be a clear rum. You're right.
And now I can drink it. It's fine now. Just for the longest time, I couldn't. There's a lot of different fucking weird rums, though. And like all like the fruity girly rums, like the Parrot Bays and the fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot of standards when it comes to spirits, whether it's Scotch or bourbon or whatever. But rum is like the Wild West. Like anything can be rum, as long as it's got sugar cane. That's it. That's like the only rule.
I feel like the more flavor they put in it, the shittier the rum is sometimes too. Like when you drink a bunch of Parrot Bay, you're not feeling very good the next day. You know what I mean?
It's like the college rum of choice.
Yeah, it probably depends what it is.
Or did you ever drink UV Blue and lemonade? UV Blues vodka. It's like a blue raspberry vodka.
So I know of it.
Really, really good, dude. Really good. But if you drink enough of them, you will get the worst hangover that you could ever have.
That's Fireball for me.
Yeah, it's the sugar, right? It's the
There's so
sugar.
much sugar. Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird? Sometimes I get a little buzz even just by a little whack at, Smirnoff screwdriver. I don't know, probably because I got a lot of sugar in that shit.
Like a premix?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, boys. Here's the Rittenhouse getting off scot-free. Yeah, I guess I just don't like rye whiskey.
Yeah, so you got to take that and make like a Sazerac with it or something.
Sassafras. What did you say?
You got to make a cocktail. You got to make a Sazerac with that Rittenhouse. That's what it's good for.
What is a Sazerac?
That's the oldest cocktail in America.
Sounds like something you can find on the moons of Endor.
Exactly. Right.
No, it's a New Orleans drink. New Orleans staple.
Like a Sazerac, an old fucking like tablet or some shit you found buried in the desert.
It's like an absinthe rinse with rum and I think some simple syrup or some kind of syrup and some bitters and stuff like that.
And it comes with a crawdad on top.
And some boudin.
Yeah, it's got some shrimp creole in it.
Mm-hmm. Got some gumbo.
Yeah.
Calhoun says,
has anyone had any like?
Oh, good.
I was just gonna. Has anyone had like real absinthe before?
I wish.
I've had it before. No. Didn't get enough of it to like get drunk off of it, but
well,
when in Amsterdam,
it was supposed to make you hallucinate, not drunk.
Like black licorice flavor. Blech. I didn't like it. That's why I didn't drink enough of it.
You have to go out of the country to drink that.
Don't
That's something I've always kind of wanted to try.
I don't think so because it's supposed to be a hallucinogen, get you high and shit because, they got a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look that up. Legal absinthe.
Calhoun's trying to get you drunk, kinda.
It's like a dream come true, blah, blah, blah. Absinthe is now legal, but in the United States, the sale of wormwood absinthe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the deal is. It's the wormwood.
In bars and liquor stores is banned.
Yep. So you have to go out of the country. If you ever go to Europe, get that.
Mm-hmm. That green shit.
$258. Okay, can we get this sent here? Add to cart. Let's see. Secure checkout. I just want to see. Well, it's shipped to the U.S. Oh, I got to sign in and do all that shit. Country. United States. Is this real wormwood absinthe? Absinthe Beetle. Premium Bohemian style absinthe exclusive to the Absinthe Original. Each bottle of Absinthe Beetle contains giant beetle spiny double walking stick. What? It says bugs in it?
It's got bugs in it.
You're paying $184 for some bugs?
For bug juice? Some alcoholic bug juice.
And you can eat it with your fucking mealworm butter.
And that's probably a special kind of absinthe too.
Yeah, there we go. These are better prices.
La Bohemia. Why would you get stick bug fucking absinthe? That makes no sense.
I don't know, that bug flavor, man.
It's extra protein.
I mean, have you ever ate a grasshopper? Probably.
I have, yeah.
Made sustainably for the future.
Have you guys ever done the tequila worm thing? I've never done that.
Mezcal.
Never done it.
Oh, I love fucking mezcal, like from Mexico with the worm in it.
I like mezcal. I don't.
I like mezcal. I never had the worm thing.
I've eaten the worm plenty of times.
Do you like the taste of tobacco spit? Because that's what it tastes like to me.
See, I wouldn't drink it straight up. I'd make a cocktail with it, right?
Yeah.
Right. When you make a margarita with it, it tastes like a margarita, that someone came and dropped their dip into.
That's a little smokiness to it, yeah, but pretty good.
It's gross, dude. I think it's gross. I don't like it. But I mean, if you had enough of it, I guess. Like if that's all you had when you were growing up, and that's all you knew alcohol was. You know what they drink in prison? They take like their fruit and like
wine.
juices
Bread.
with toilet water in a plastic
toilet
bag
wine.
for days,
Moldy bread.
Yeah.
so that they can get it to ferment, and then they drink that shit, and it tastes like fucking puke.
That
But it
toilet
gets-
wine.
Well, see,
Prison
growing
wine.
up, my aunt and uncle used to go to Mexico a lot, so they would bring back bottles of mezcal for us.
Probably cheap too.
Is that
Yeah.
when you started chewing tobacco too?
Was.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
See,
Pretty much.
it's the same flavor, dude. I'm telling you.
Speaking of wines, I finally found my wine of choice this year. Martini and Rossi Asti.
Shit, I still got. Not because I guess one of my uncles went out to the Caribbean. I'm like, fuck, because we collect this. There's some white Hennessy because you can't really get that nowhere here in the States.
What country has their currency as yuan? Is that China? Is that Japan? Korea? Korean
I thought
yuan. I think it's Korea.
Yeah, it should be. I think it's Korea.
I thought that's what you said when you were talking about the wine that you like.
The one.
Yeah, the yuan.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, I make fun of other people for their accents too, Corey. It's not just you.
Oh, is it me? I got accent? I don't even know.
Oh, here we go.
Well, $2 buy a shot. LOL. Sip for Rittenhouse.
Shoot, they gonna
That's why I
they
said
gonna
a
make you
while
pass
ago,
out like Ricada.
Library Garrett's
Hey,
trying to get you drunk.
Sounds like Honda took a sip of Dad's spit bottle. Yeah, on that note, I'm gonna take a sip of my spit bottle right here. This Rittenhouse Rye, man. Get down for what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Y'all know the story now. Cheers. Oh, no one can see you. Let me move you, Brian. Drink with me now. Oh, there we go. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
I would, but I can't be drinking alcohol right now.
I understand.
I shouldn't be either, especially if I was having lack of sleep.
Usually it has the opposite effect. It gets you lots of sleep when you drink.
Right.
Well, I haven't slept much, so I'm like in that like I don't feel good kind of didn't sleep.
Yeah, dude. So one thing that I didn't tell you guys about this whole trip was that my ex came with, and it was not cool by the end. Yeah. I didn't realize she gets like dirty, sloppy drunk, and that's all she does now when she's not at work, I guess. And then she like gets in arguments with my youngest son and just like kind of picks on him a little bit, and I don't fucking like it. And then I got to say something, and now we're fighting, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So that wasn't very cool. But what are you going to do? She sucks at snowboarding. I know that. I don't know. Like, you guys ever like into something and someone else is like, yeah, I'm totally into that too. Let's go. And then you go with and they just suck at it? Does that ever happen to you?
Not really. But you said that was the ex, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed that a lot of the ladies do try to say they do certain things.
I was thinking the
butter
same
guy.
thing.
It happens more than you think.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're doing that thing. I'm into that too. Yeah, I've done it for a
Yes.
long time, and I'm good at it, and da da da. And then you show up for the day of it, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is the skill level that we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll
Nah,
stay
yeah.
on the greens.
Oh yeah, I've seen it before where girls even try to tag other girls that are like let's say we're all interested in one thing, all of us guys, and you find that one girl that's like, oh yeah, she's cool like us, and the other girl trying to get into it and just fails miserably.
That happens with like sports a lot too. Like talking about sports or like, oh, I like football, blah blah blah. Then the football game comes on, and not saying I like football or that I'm into it or whatever. Like even though I used to play, it doesn't matter. Fucking
Mhm.
Oh, my situation was nerdy shit, but yeah.
yeah, or nerdy shit. Like, hey, let's go play D&D.
Mhm.
Oh, you've never
Oh yeah,
played
that happens too. Yeah, some people bring their girls along.
It's been a long time since I played D&D.
I
Actually,
would say
we
it's been a
we
couple
played with
years.
Adam Jimenez. You guys remember that?
Do what?
When we played Dungeons and Dragons with Adam Jimenez, it was me, Never Enough Ammo. I forget who else was. It was Angry, I think, or Ray, maybe Ray.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, back when Adam Jimenez was still regularly on chats.
Yeah.
Now he just sporadically shows up when he wants to.
I was never a D&D guy. I was a Magic the Gathering dude back in my grade school days.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got into that later. Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I played Magic when I was in junior high.
Dude, can we play an online game of Magic right now? Is that possible?
Yes.
I think the game has changed so much. I would have no clue what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, funny. The last time I played that, because I always play that PC one. I forgot what it was called. Magic something. You know, it looks fancier. It was a couple years ago.
I was more of Risk. You remember the board game Risk?
Yeah.
That was my jam back in the day.
That's great. I love playing Risk.
Fuck yeah.
Risk gets heated.
It does. It takes
Risk and
sometimes
Monopoly.
it can take forever to play a fucking game.
I still got my board games right next to me. Monopoly, Connect 4, Operation.
There's no better way to tear a family apart than a game of
Yeah,
Risk
I have all
or
these board
Monopoly.
games that are right next to me in this closet.
Yeah. That or like Canasta. You ever played Canasta card game?
No, never did that one.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one I go to. Whatever that.
I miss. Okay, so we used to go to before I was into guns or whatever. I had a shotgun, but that was good enough for me. That's all I cared about was having something. We would go to the fucking card store, right? And they sold comics and cards and bullshit and stuff. And every week I'd go in and buy like 3 or 4 packs, and they were like $5 each, right? So I'd spend $15-20 a week every single week for years. Buying Magic the Gathering cards and building decks and doing stuff and playing tournaments, and that was a lot of fun, dude. I miss doing that.
Never had the physical cards. It was always Yu-Gi-Oh.
I had a few expensive cards and they got stolen from me.
I built a couple expensive decks and they got stolen from me. It was like I had a dragon deck and I went to mtgfanatic.com and got all the different cards and researched which ones, and you know, it wasn't like a tournament deck that you could play because it had old cards and new cards mixed together and shit like that.
That's always a common thing when you have cards.
But it was a fun deck to play with, and it had like every expensive dragon card from Magic the Gathering that was ever made that was in red, black, or white, because it was a 3-color deck. Which, who comes up with a 3-color fucking dragon deck? It's always red.
It's 2. You need 2 colors. That's it. That's right. Unless things have changed.
I mean, no, there's a good amount of you can go 3s, but see, it depends what colors you like. See, the only colors I hate was blue. Blue, I don't fuck around with the red. So, blue felt like Yu-Gi-Oh to me as far as like kept throwing traps. I hated the play style with how blue would fuck you over.
It's great, dude, because there's all the reverse magic and control.
Yeah,
creature.
Yeah.
And
I just hate fighting an opponent against that.
It's just fun to fuck. Like, it's hard to win with a blue deck, but you can fuck some people over.
Oh shit! No, some people be fucking god tier with fucking blue deck.
Well, yeah, I mean, you take over the right. Like, blue doesn't have a lot of good monsters, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to have
not from what I've seen. I've been playing on that online one.
Compared to green, compared to fucking red, compared to black, compared to white, blue has the weakest characters. At least it used to.
I remember vividly, like, I had a neighbor down the street, I think had a cousin who was deployed. I think he might have been in Ramstein or something like that, but would send like pull things of Magic cards back, but they'd be older editions. So he had like all those like expensive like Mox. Remember those like Mox rubies and Mox emeralds and stuff like that? Which are like super expensive. I don't think you ever had one of those Black Lotuses that are like the end all be all, right? The most expensive card you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine if we kept all our fucking like Magic the Gathering cards or just bought a shit ton of the fucking Pokemon cards? We'd be sitting on the fucking hog right now.
Well,
okay, Magic cards are worth money. Certain Pokemon cards are worth fucking money.
Maybe I still got all of my old Pokemon cards in good condition, but I think it's some of the cards. It depends. I maybe might have some that are rare, but I heard it was like one of those ones that you had to get rid of them at a certain time.
I've seen some of those Charizard cards in the Pokemon verse that go for like $10,000-$20,000.
No. There's one that goes for like $1 million.
Oh,
There's
shit.
several that go for like 200,000. But they have to be in the plastic. They have to be rated, right? Like
they're also like misprints, right?
Yeah,
right. And there's certain things about them that can make them worth more or whatever. But like that Charizard you're talking about that's worth $1 million is like a certain grading company has to give it their perfect score, and there's only like 2 of them in the world that have that perfect score from that grading company. So because of that, if you buy them at auction, they're worth like $1 million.
Speaking of collectible things that make money, there's a really good Netflix documentary out right now about like this dude who would go to like Eastern Europe to buy Pez. To a Pez factory. Did you guys talk about this already?
Pez what? No.
He'd buy Pez stuff and he'd bring it back to the US to like and sell to all these collectors. Really crazy documentary, but it's like crazy guy from Michigan. Just like
we're talking about Pez dispensers.
Yeah.
Really? I could see that being a market.
I'd suggest giving it a watch. It's probably like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, but it's definitely interesting.
Pretty much a movie.
I was laughing at Scott Patterson's comment saying they're talking about card games that kids played before they got interested in girls.
Well, that's pretty much why I gave up Magic the Gathering.
I don't know. They were always there for me, and plus, I don't know. It's if you're talking about. I mean, I like video games. It's hard to beat that.
I just remember my brothers telling me like, "Yeah, you're gonna want to give that up by high school because you don't want to get your ass kicked."
I mean, I still played it through high school, but at a point, I'm like, I could play Magic, or I could go get pussy.
Right.
I mean, it's not that hard a decision. Library Garrett says, it's like when I take my friends shooting and I suck at it, but I bought the ammo, so they let me slide. I think Gun Library Garrett, you probably shoot more than most people, and you're probably better at it than most people. Speaking of which, I hope that Mosin's still treating you well. Library Garrett has the butchered Mosin, if you guys don't know.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, because it was butchered, and then I spent all the money to get it fixed up, and then sent it to Matt, who then assembled it. I won't say that he fixed it, because he didn't really do shit. Fuck you, Matt, you piece of shit. Where are you to defend yourself? Nowhere. That's where. But yeah, he assembled it and then sent it off to Library Garrett, who last reported said it was one of his favorite guns to shoot. So there.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those Mosins are pretty fun.
Still need to get me a fucking Mosin.
Same.
They're just getting to the point where it's not worth it. You might as well just get a 308 hunting rifle. I mean, depending on what you want it for. If you want a Mosin to have a Mosin for like the sake of having a Mosin, then get a Mosin.
Yep. That's pretty much what I want. Or collecting.
A gun that can kill a deer, there's way cheaper ways to get it than a Mosin. And that used to not be the case. It used to be you'd go with $100 and you'd come back home with a Mosin and some ammo for it, you know?
And I understand where you're coming from because what I bet 308 bolt action rifles probably cost a lot way back then your time.
Well, like a 308 bolt gun's going to be $300, you know, and then
I'm talking about back then. I'm talking about way back then.
Yeah. I'm saying back for like a cheap one back then, it'd be like $300 for like the cheapest one you can find, and then you still got to buy a scope for it. You still got to do this for it. You still need, you know, whatever it is. Versus the Mosin comes with everything with it. a can of ammo is like fucking nothing. Like $100 at a point, you could get a Mosin and a tin of fucking ammo.
Yep.
I feel like most people buying a gun are at least buying a Mosin are doing it for collector purposes, right?
Yep.
No, because back when they were so
you've gone
cheap,
so much higher in your cost.
You're talking about now.
Back when they were so cheap, you like the point of buying a Mosin was to maybe to have a Mosin for a collector value, or maybe it was because you couldn't afford to buy a hunting rifle and you wanted to put a scope on something, so you had to modify your rifle to put a scope on it, and that was the cheapest way to get to it.
Mm-hmm. Shit, you could buy a fucking a case of fucking Mosins back in the day for pretty dirt cheap.
Yeah, it was like the case of 20 for $2,000 shipped, and then you get, dude, those fucking empty crates cost like $1,000 now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
So
it's like that
imagine if
market value. Like now everybody knows what they have, so it's like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's Library Gary saying, I should get it jeweled and bring it out. I love the Mosin so much during COVID because I could always find ammo still.
I mean, there's still the fuck ton of that ammo.
I mean, people still make it. Finding old fucking crates of it or whatever, I think is becoming a little bit more rare. It's not as cheap as it used to be for the tins, but you can buy Tula 7.62 54R and it's newly produced, so it's still made and shit.
What's up, Cletus?
Cletus, how you doing there, Cletus Buttnicks? Forrest says they still aren't into girls. Haha.
I'm married, so shut the fuck up.
Since we were on the subject of magic here, two of the most expensive cards in my current cube: a Textless foil Lightning Bolt and an Inquisition of Kozilek foil.
That shit looks way new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Inquisition was from like 2010, I think is when it came out, and then this one.
Oh God.
Just,
I was like revised. I was revised and previous. So I was like dark revised legendary.
There's been a ton of stuff that's happened since then. They finally created Planeswalkers as an actual class in the game.
Exactly. That's what I hated.
Wait, I was gonna ask, are you gonna buy any of those cards that they got those gimmick ones, like what they do Warhammer and all those stuff? Because I'm probably interested in that.
Okay, I stopped in 2003. So my brother-in-law, he used to have a friend who worked for Wizards of the Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like 25% of the price that the place paid, you know, like the card store.
Yeah.
I could buy a case of, I forget how many decks coming in. It's like 50 decks or 50 books of cards that you get for like $25. So I'd buy 2 of those every time that a new fucking set came out. Mirrodin was the last set that I did that, which was 2003, 2004.
When did Magic come out?
I was
92,
7th grade.
It's his 30th year anniversary now.
Nerds.
I was 7th grade.
Nerds.
What's up, Leo?
You're a fucking nerd and no one
Proud nerd, Leo.
My best card was a beta force field. And it basically destroyed everybody because you can't take any damage.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
I got me thinking of Mirror Force from Yu-Gi-Oh.
How you been, Leo? I haven't talked to you for a hot minute.
Yeah,
That good,
okay. Yeah, I guess I'm okay.
How's things going with your assault weapons ban and shit?
Oh, it's great.
They passed that already?
Yeah, I think there's a temporary ban on it right now. For the last time I read, I think the judge put a temporary ban on the ban.
They banned the ban.
Right.
Yeah, he stopped it.
Yeah, Leo,
But
we were just
stay on
talking
it.
about that earlier. It's just for those 800 people that signed with that one attorney.
No. Okay.
But
You're
it'll go
still
beyond there at some point.
You're still fucked, Leo. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm being still fucked.
Turn in your assault weapons. Do you have any assault weapons there?
What?
He lives in Chicago. He's not allowed to.
What?
Crook County, man.
All
That
you
would be
have
against
is
the law.
single shot liberator thing or whatever, right?
Yep.
I'm drinking tonight, by the way. Fuck it. What's happening?
I don't have any guns, as a matter of fact.
Good answer.
Got lost in a boating accident.
Nope. I never bought any.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Period.
Okay, so I had this girlfriend a while back whose dad got injured and needed to like sell a bunch of guns to keep the bills going and shit like that. And he sold 6 guns and was going to sell his 7th gun in a single calendar year, right? And the ATF contacted him and they said, basically, if you sell another gun, you either have to get an FFL or go to jail for being a gun dealer, an unlicensed gun dealer.
You're
Because
selling your own
so many
property.
guns. That's what the ATF
That's
did.
bullshit.
Well, the crappy part is in Illinois.
I mean,
If we were in
tell the
that
story.
situation, we couldn't sell our shit because they won't let us.
We used to. We had to go through the state police website, and then we had to type the other person's FOID in, the FOID card number, see if it comes back okay, and then we can sell the gun.
Yeah, but you couldn't do that now with an AR.
No,
You can do that with an AK. I mean, all you can do is keep it. I don't even know if you can pass it down. I don't even know if the law even says anything about passing those down.
What about
Wild
selling
Vegas
out of
straight
state?
up,
You
you
have to go
can't.
through all that shit if like you go to gun broker and sell a gun to someone in like Texas or whatever.
Only FFLs can do that. FFLs and manufacturers in Illinois can still sell out of state.
Right.
But if you're an Illinois citizen, I don't believe you can sell your grandfathered AR to someone else in Illinois or anywhere else for that matter.
No.
Because if you
What
came
about-
to Texas with your stuff, you
I'm
could
sorry.
do private to private sell here in Texas and no one gives a shit.
I'm sorry, I should preface that by saying previous to this law being put in, they put in a law saying that no more private sales, you have to go through an FFL.
Right.
Oh, we
Even
already.
if you went to another state like Texas,
Say that again?
even if you like say you as Illinois came to Texas and did a private transaction in Texas, is that still
So
a no-go for
I think if I reestablished myself in another state and brought those firearms with me, I'd be fine. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
But as an Illinois, citizen, I don't think I could sell to you.
Huh.
Yeah, unless you're probably an FFL one, because you're probably dealing with the same shit that we deal with here. Because I've sold, I don't know if that counts as like full guns, like I sold some more to some coworkers. So
Al Capone says the black dude has a nice, soothing, soft voice.
Oh,
I almost said
Jesus
black
Christ.
voice. You have a nice, soothing black voice, Leo.
I think you mean Corey.
Shot red.
Well,
I do. I don't have actual proof of it, but according to my heritage, I do have some black in me, so maybe.
Because you
All right,
had some black inside of you.
all right, I see a gentleman. My phone's about to die.
Oh shit.
See ya.
So yeah.
See you, man. Dude sounds like Craig Robinson.
Leo's got one of those like sex operator voices.
Why you keep saying me? That's Corey that sounds like that.
Dude, even when that British bitch came on that I proposed to, she was in the UK.
Why you gotta say it like? Why you gotta say it? See, this is why we don't have no women on the show now.
No, I did like her accent.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, come on over to America so I can listen to you talk all the time. And she was like, "Ooh, who's that black guy, Leo?"
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you ever sent her links again?
Nah.
I haven't seen her since.
I mean, last time she came on, she was silent for at least.
She came
Damn, the whole
on one
time.
other time, and Matt was there, and Matt was just being like, "Oh, let me make sure no girls ever show up again."
Pretty much.
He did that whole thing, and she was quiet and then left. So Matt does that a lot. Like, "Oh, you went on another person's chat, huh? Well, let me start some internet beef." Like, fuck me, all right.
You know what? But I think she was more of one to get into like the pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I think that would be like a geek chat on Matt's channel. Right. Really not on.
Well, she showed up when
Matt
when Kanye West did all of his shit, and I was doing like the Kanye West chat because he blames the juice.
Right.
Did you meet a girl from another country? Only online. Only online. Actually, I on my birthday, I met like the hottest, way too young for me, like 22-year-old chick, and it was her birthday too, and she was from Australia, and then she left, and I was sad. That's all there is to the story, because you know,
it's the accents that get Honda.
Yeah.
She was too old for you anyway. Has to be 18 or 19.
Yeah, 22. You're fucking ancient, bitch. Get out of my bed. You're used up, you haggard hoe.
Hell, by the time they get 25, they are damn near. The body count is damn near right in the triple digits.
If not more, especially these days, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, you have a triple-digit body count, Leo? Holy fuck.
I said the women when they hit 25.
Oh. Like, damn, you're getting down in Chicago. You getting fucked half the lower west side, bro.
Right.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but you did it.
Nope. I'm the opposite.
Leo,
I think I missed half on most of. I missed most of the west side. I got some, but not all.
You ever see that documentary, Debbie Does Dallas?
Oh, it was a great documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah, there's this other one called Leo Does Chicago. Nice. You should try being on that TLC show, 90 Day Fiance. I think I'd have to do some work first. Because don't they usually want like rich dudes?
Yeah.
No.
That's kind of my
All they
thing.
do with some money.
Like, I don't have zero money, but I don't have many monies. Somewhere between zero and many. You know what I mean? And you need many.
Right.
Manny Money. Sounds like a Mexican car salesman.
What websites recommend for finding international tacos?
What?
Are we talking like actual like corn tacos, or are we talking like tacos?
Vagina tacos.
Just go to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
I don't know. I always felt like that shit's probably like a ripoff, right? Like you fucking like, oh, I want some Russian chick. And like you meet Helga and she's all nice to you online or whatever. And then like she shows up in real life and you just got like internationally catfished, but you paid for her to enter the country already.
They did a show on that, right? Called like 90 Day Fiance or something. Where dudes from the US would import a bride and they had 90 days to basically decide to marry him or not.
That's what we was talking about earlier.
Right?
I didn't even know that I did not know that's what that show was. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, give it a look. It's pretty wild.
They also do the other way now too, where you go, the dudes or chicks will go over to another country and get married over there to that person.
Wait, they're stealing our women? Actually, they can have some of these hoes, bro.
Yeah, right.
Not the white women. We have to protect the white women.
That's the only ones that anyone wants, though, Leo.
Right. Exactly. That's the most valuable ones. You can't give those up.
Any of you guys
What
been
about
paying
the big
attention?
white women? Are those okay to give up?
Which ones?
The big ones.
No, because those belong to the black Americans. So no.
Because I always look at like a big woman. I treat her like a dude. Is that wrong?
Yes.
Well, you laughed, so I don't know if I believe that.
It's wrong, but it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. You're wrong. I mean, you're right, but you're wrong.
Forrest used to pull chicks off of Yahoo chat rooms, but they closed the chats and recommended any websites. What? That was a question? I'm starting to get drunk here. Hold on. Used to pull chick from off Yahoo chat rooms, but they closed the chats. Recommend any websites, brother? Bother? There's no R there. See, it's not just me.
Border.
ChristianMingle.com.
FarmersOnly.com.
No. The best one to go to is meatspin.com.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Grinder.
That's the one right there. Can't forget about Meatspin.
Yeah.
Go to Grinder.
Meatspin.com.
Dude, I don't even trust the fucking local dating sites, right? Like, I had one bad experience with that shit, and I got catfished. I'll tell you the story real quick. At this time I didn't have a car, so like I had to get her to come to me, but then she didn't have a car either, so she had her friend give her a ride, and she shows up, and that picture's like 3 years old or something, right? And she's done nothing but eat like cheeseburgers and bacon since then. And I thought about doing it, but then I thought better of that, and I didn't, and it was really awkward. And then her friend had to come back like 20 minutes after she dropped her friend off and come pick her up again. And we never talked again.
Yeah, the telltale sign is when all the photos are above head.
Yeah, when they're all like this.
Yes. Yes.
Is that what Ray Ray does? Like, oh, I look hot today.
Oh, no. No comment.
That's totally what that shit is, bro.
I'm sorry, but it's true. You know, as much as I love women, but
I know at least one of the shots
exactly what you do.
Was an above shot. You're totally fucking speaking truth right now.
Any of you guys see that shit going on in Atlanta with the Antifa Chaz?
The tree people?
Yeah. I just dropped a link in the back chat.
Tell it, I need to go grab another beer.
There's apparently, I guess about a year or so ago, a bunch of Antifa, they found out that there was like this cop shop or something that they're creating in Atlanta, but it's been actually on the book since like 2001, 2002 is when the city council actually approved it. So it's been like 20 years in the making. And they apparently have decided to start destroying various equipment that would have been used to actually break ground and create the facility and stuff like that. Cause it's supposed to be an actual police training facility. And like, I think it's like a, what do you call those now? Like a bunker area for them to sleep in and stuff. And basically you've had multiple instances between them and the cops now. One of them came out firing at the cops the other day and got killed. And I think it was either last night or Thursday night. They had a night of rage against the police. And that's the link I just dropped in the back chat there.
Dude, that's basically... What was that movie about the blue monkeys on a different planet? They fought against people.
I know the
No.
Avatar.
Avatar.
That's basically the plot to Avatar right there. I mean, they're fighting against the machine, right? To get the planet back. Fucking hippies.
Well, the thing is, most of them are from Georgia. One of the guys is from here in Ohio, actually.
Then he must be a serial killer.
He probably fucking was.
So we all know that Ohio's the birthplace of serial killers.
California has a bunch too. Get it right.
Yeah, but the Ohio's the birthplace, so.
Don't you just miss all the 80s and 90s hippies?
All right.
All they want to do was smoke weed and surf.
Yeah, and fuck.
Exactly.
And create shitty laws for other states.
Well,
Holy shit. A total of 12,746 victims of serial killings were registered nationwide between 1990 and 2020. So in 30 years, there's 12,800, let's say. What is that, 400 per decade or 4,000 per decade? Which means 400 per year. 400 people a year died a serial killer?
That's not surprising.
Dude, there are so many serial killers in Chicago alone that they just chalk up to gang violence.
That
highest number of serial killings was 1,777 California, followed by Texas with 984. So Texas is number 2, buddy. Texas is number 2 there, buddy, talking shit on fucking Ohio.
Yeah, Corey, what the fuck?
It's a lot of desert in Texas. Just saying. A lot of desert and night digging.
Yeah, like
I mean, the thing is, you could basically have serial killers just dump a bunch of bodies in the desert and make it look like a cartel killing at this point, honestly, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take them down to Terlingua.
And then just sprinkle some coke on them.
Yeah.
To be fair, though,
let the bears do a bump off of their legs.
To be fair, though, Ohio is in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, Ohio's
what
the
number?
birthplace.
What number, though?
Number 6.
6.
Yes.
You've got a third as many as California. Do you have a third of California's population, though?
It's about 11, 12 million now. I don't know what California's population is.
Like 50.
Of course, Florida is going to be in there.
Oh, yeah, you can't forget about Florida man or Florida woman. Yeah. Them motherfuckers are crazy.
They have an entire series now called Florida Man Murders.
Yeah, that makes sense with populous states, though.
Yeah, I mean, having California, Texas, Florida, Illinois, New York, Pennsylvania, Washington, not so much. Georgia, kind of. Michigan, not so much. Pennsylvania, I guess. Ohio, not so much.
Well, some of these make sense from the perspective that we are rural areas and you can dump bodies in like big ass tree lines and nobody ever fucking finds them for like 25 years.
Stop justifying serial killings there, Ohio patriot. Living up to your state's namesake.
I'm just saying, they've found a lot of bodies in a lot of places.
Ohio, land of poor white people. And
Ohio, Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
All right, cheers to Cleveland rocking. Stop the killings.
I guess I'll drink my zero sugar juice.
You know, the more I drink this Rittenhouse Rye, the better it is. It's weird. First sip tastes like death. Second sip tastes okay. Third sip actually tastes pretty sweet.
By the way, in the chat, the whole bottle's going to be going.
Dude, I bought this when I found out it existed after Rittenhouse got acquitted, and I've had it ever since. How long ago was that now?
It's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's when I bought it. The fat dude with Ohio hat sounds so... What? Vin, that's not very nice. Paul's cat says, my grandpa said, never trust men who don't use much shampoo. You don't let me watch Matt. Because Matt uses no shampoo. Get it? He's got no hair. Never trust.
Man, we don't really tolerate that kind of fucking language here, dude. So you need to calm down with that.
You never trust a bald barber, and you never trust a skinny cook.
Do we need to roast somebody back? I'm not reading the Side chat.
Oh no, you're fine.
What happened?
Oh, what is this? Breitbart?
Yeah, that was the Antifa article I was talking about.
Antifa. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I saw this on Twitter briefly. I'm saving all my Twitter stories for tomorrow. Tonight's just a night for chatting. For chatting and existing.
For chatting.
For being here, drinking drinks. Is that a uterus? Oh, that's an egg.
Jesus.
I bumped into Mark on Night Strike channel the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta hop in and see what the strike is nighting about.
And get my troll on. Talk shit in the chats.
I didn't even show up for long enough for him to like read my trolls, and I left. I'm like, this is boring. I'm sorry. I can't even wait for you to get to my chats. I'm an asshole.
You know what? A lot of these gun channels, I was just thinking about this the other day. A lot of these gun channels out here, I've been trying to listen to their lives. They're just boring as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I've been wanting to fall asleep. Right, there's a few good ones, but most of them are just boring as shit. No personality.
Yeah.
Monotoned.
Yeah. I mean, if you just like be honest, but if you're like one of these gun channels and you're doing gun chats and you're talking about gun stuff, I think a lot of them really, really want to get a gun sponsorship. And you don't get a gun sponsorship if you're telling dick jokes and, explaining disgusting things and talking about nerd shit and, swinging to like current events and giving political opinions and stuff. Because that's how you get banned, is by like supporting someone like that and this like cancel culture that we have going on in 2023 now. Jesus Christ, dude. Can you guys believe all right, put yourself back to when you watch Back to the Future Part 2, right? And it went into the future and there was flying skateboards and hovercraft. And what year was that? 2015?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're 8 years beyond that. Like, thinking to that far ahead, and that was like 30 years in the future, right? It was like 1985, maybe like 89 that came out, something like that.
Yeah, Part 2, what, like 88, 89 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So that was way far in the future, and the sky was the limit, and the trajectory of technology and like people's lives and the way that the world worked and government being more, truthful and honest and working better, and like on every level, everything was getting better, it seemed like, at that point. To where if you map that shit out and you keep that trajectory going until 26 years later or whatever it was, yeah, we're going to have flying cars because that's the way it's going to be. But we're 8 years beyond that now.
As fuck.
Yeah, we're 8 years beyond that now, and it's just degenerate, dude. Now my graph line goes into the dirt, and it's scary.
Well, the thing is with Back to the Future's timeline and their alternate history and stuff like that, they never actually talk about abortion in those movies.
They only hate manure.
Have you ever seen the conspiracy about the Twin Towers, and it happened at the Twin Peaks Mall where they went back to the future and they had like the sign out front that kind of looks like the Twin Towers, and then when they drove by it, it fucking crashed down, which signified to the people that, hey, this is going to happen in the future. The Twin Towers in New York are going to get blown up in some fucking attack in the future. Have you ever heard this?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It was him
I've
crashing
heard of
into
it,
one tree or whatever, making it a lone mall or whatever.
Lone Pine Mall. It was Twin Pines Mall, and then it turned into Lone Pine. Lone Pine. Yeah. Because in the first part, when he goes back in time to 1955, and you can hear the farmer saying, "You bastard, you killed a pine." You can hear him say that, yeah. And then later on, they showed the sign, and it was Lone Pine Mall.
But one thing they did get right, the Cubs did win the World Series. Yeah, it just took a year later.
Yeah.
So they did it in 2016.
I mean, they got a lot of things right in that, like Skype and stuff like that.
No one uses Skype.
Well, I'm saying
Not anymore, they don't.
it and like basically willed it to existence is what it was in a lot of the situations. Now, granted, they fucked up with the what is it? The fax machines, because those basically went out of existence like what 5-10 years after that.
You guys remember the early camera phones that they came out with that were landline phones with a little shitty screen on it? that had like
Yes.
it had worse than 240p, and it was like one frame every other second kind of shit.
Yeah, and like the visuals were like really flickery. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back then we were still like, oh, how cool! Look at
Yeah,
that.
because you could see grandma.
Right.
Kind of.
Whoa.
I think that's grandma. Grandma, no!
No, but the whole idea of having portable visual communication, that goes back to the Dick Tracy comics when you think about it. It wasn't like Back to the Future that kind of willed that into existence. That's been around forever.
Or the shoe phone from fucking Get Smart.
Yeah. The cell phone.
No, you had a shoe phone. You had to take
Yeah,
a
the
shoe
shoe
off.
phone, yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
For a while, from
I-
Nick at Night, you could like save up points or spend like however much money and get a shoe phone from Nick at Night that would plug into your wall. And we had
Yeah.
one.
Really?
I remember that. They looked like a Converse.
Mm-hmm.
Those probably
No, it
worth
wasn't a
money now.
Converse. No. It was fucking Get Smart's. It was Maxwell Smart's fucking shoe. It was like a dress shoe, like a loafer. And you, like the top of it felt like like they took a shoe and put a phone into it. Is what they did.
Y'all remember that
I wanna
helmet?
see
The
that guy on
helmet phone?
eBay.
Dude, if those are on eBay now, those are worth like $1,000. Easy.
Look it up.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm not finding that shit. I'm too
Do you
drunk
remember
to
that-
fly
that-
on here to do that.
The helmet phones, like the football helmet phones.
Yep, those were cool for a while too.
Or the clear phones that lit up when you fucking got a call or something.
Oh, yeah. They're made out of that clear plastic and they glowed in the dark or whatever whenever they would ring.
Yeah.
When we had pagers for a while, that was like, oh, you don't have a phone, but you can pay $10 a month and have this pager thing.
Yeah, I
Every time
hated pagers.
to fucking like talk to you, they page the phone number, and then you would go to a pay phone. When's the last time you even fucking saw a pay phone?
Oh God, it's been probably fucking 20 years.
Oh, and
depends
don't
on
forget
where you
about
are.
1-800-COLLECT.
You know what? They still used to have them in hospitals for a while, but they just.
I remember
started taking it down a
1-800-COLLECT.
couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
I remember 1-800-COLLECT when, what's his name? Arquette was advertising him.
Yeah.
Or
What the
Net
hell was-
Zero?
When I was
David
in high
Arquette.
school and I needed a ride home, I'd call 1-800-COLLECT and say, it's me, it's Brian, I need a ride. Hang up.
Yeah, that was the
I know you have to pay
freeway
shit.
of making phone calls. Just call collect.
I don't see nothing on eBay. Maybe I got to be.
Dude, my mom had one of the original cell phones, right? It was like a car phone because it had to have all of the stuff inside of the car and the charger for it to sit on and the cord that would go up on the back of the car that was connected through the thing. And she had it for work, but you could use it here and there for whatever you needed to use a phone for. But if you made a phone call on that thing, they charged by the second.
Yeah, it was fucking
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I hated those.
so what we would have to do is plan out the telephone conversation that we planned to have and act it out with my mom. And until we had like boiled it down to the minimum amount of words that was necessary to convey the message that needed to be said, then she would let us make the phone call and then do it in real life, like have a dry run. And we get in trouble if you fucked it up.
Yeah, I hated the fucking brick phones and the bag phones too.
Yeah, my dad had one of those.
We had both of them.
With a Zach Morris phone.
Yeah.
And then we had the Net Zero 56K dial-up modem, and then you'd be that like downloading a fucking porno picture or something, and someone would call, and it's interrupted. You got to start all over again.
Yeah.
Sad, sad days. Kids these days don't know what they have, you know.
I saw a meme that said I make my kids stare at like the AOL like dial-up like screen for 5 minutes before they're allowed to use the Wi-Fi.
Dude, I remember when I first moved into the dorms when I was a freshman in college, 18 years old. We had for the dorm, the entire like dorm building that we lived in, there was a T1 modem, if you know what that is.
Yep.
Which has a upload and download speed of 1 megabyte per second, which at the time was the fastest shit I'd ever seen in my entire life, and we had Napster back then.
Yeah.
And I filled my I had like no space left on my computer at all because of all the music and videos and shit that I had. Napster was the shit.
Yeah, it was.
Then Metallica ruined that. Me fuel my ass. Take another sip. All right, laddie.
I told you they're trying to get you fucking drunk, dude.
I'm with you.
Fine, I don't care. I'm trying to get drunk too. Being up in the mountains and hanging out with family. And so, besides skiing, that's like half of what we did.
So going back to the Napster thing for a minute. So it was Metallica that started it, but everybody else that jumped on after the fact, right?
It was the drummer.
Okay.
Read my last chat. Demolition Man reference. Calhoun. Where's your last chat? Oh, here it is. It's 2023, and I still don't know how to use the 3 seashells.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Bro, like out of all of the future movies, that was the one that we made fun of the most because they were like, yeah, that, oh yeah, everyone's going to become gay and not touch each other and eat rat burgers in the streets and like all of this other shit. And here we are.
And Taco Bell is the only restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like top of the line, fine dining.
Bougie, yeah.
It came close.
Still a good movie. I still like watching Demolition Man every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the UK version is one that has Pizza Hut as the only place. And there's actually a scene in the Americanized version where you can see Pizza Hut signs in the background.
Well, it's actually all the same company, I would think. I mean,
and all the men are feminine and stuff back then.
Yeah, and all the men are feminine, and no one touches each other, and like they walk around wearing like weird like leather stuff, and you can go to a computer console and talk to it about your feelings. Like they hit that shit like nail on the head, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
Right. You get fined for cursing, for wrong speak.
We're 90% of the way there, dude. They're one law away from creating that shit, like fucking offensive speech law.
Did you not see Sheila Jackson Lee's bullshit bill the other day? Anti-white racism at that one. It will penalize white people for having basically saying shit against minorities and anybody acting on it.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, we deserve that.
Yeah, I don't see a problem there.
I mean, my ancestors enslaved Leo's ancestors, so whatever reparations I can pay you, Leo, would just make me feel better personally, honestly. Even if it doesn't help you, I mean, can I just give you all my money?
No, you can give me your canic.
No.
That's too big of an ask.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's always right here.
Give me.
It's always ready.
I don't have that color. I need that color.
What, the baby shit brown?
Yeah.
Looks like baby shit brown when all they drink is milk. The first shit that a baby takes is weird. For those of you who don't have babies.
Yeah.
You get the baby home, and it finally takes like an actual shit. But it's like black and weird looking and doesn't smell like anything. And then every shit after that is like this color for like a year. It's weird. I don't know what that first shit is, man. Something they ate before they met me. That's what I knew.
The first meal a baby ever has in the womb is body hair.
God damn it, I wish I didn't know that. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. List of things I don't want to know. Nightmare fuel list of things that I care not know about. Al Capone says, thanks for not blocking me, guys. What did you do?
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do?
What did you do?
Just admit it, and then we'll block you, and then it'll be all right.
I don't think he's done anything that was worthy of being blocked.
We'll give you a timeout.
Ben Cooper says, "Do you believe in aliens? I have seen twice in my life things that were unexplainable by the natural way that I know of science to work. The natural laws of physics were broken. And therefore, there's either aliens visiting us doing crazy shit, or the government has crazy technology that we don't know about. Which, I'm not sure. I'm willing to believe either, to be honest."
It could be a little of both.
I think it's the government.
Them gall-darn government bitches making science projects that we don't get to know about. Need to share it with us.
I mean, I want to believe.
There's
I
definitely
believe
some
they
of
are.
both.
Who are you, Mulder?
The truth is out there.
Right, I want to believe it. I want to so bad.
I've never
I
seen
mean, I know.
Like, all I've seen is, like, shit in the sky. So for all I know, it could just be, like, some government program. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, like, the shit that they did was unbelievable. You know?
Like, I know there's definitely aliens out there, but them actually coming to Earth, I don't know yet. I want to believe that's true, but
Al Capone says, "Why do aliens love to land in New Mexico and like trailer parks and shit?" You're right. That's kind of weird. Like, it's always like some inbred, toothless, cross-eyed bitch who fucking saw an alien. It's a hell of a combination. Inbred, toothless, and cross-eyed. The only thing that would make it worse is redheaded.
Settle down now.
Oh, I forget. I'm surrounded by gingers constantly.
Only 2 currently.
3.
We're
like 3 out of 5 right now. The only
Who's the
one who's
third
got my
ginger?
side is the fucking serial killer.
Hey, I'm not a serial killer, and I'm not a
I
ginger.
forgot about you, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
I guess Dan
Who's
can,
the third
can
ginger
secure
on the
my ass.
panel?
He can keep me secure from all these fucking soulless serial killers.
Yeah.
Wait. Who's the third ginger on the panel?
Leo.
Well, I thought it was just me and Leo.
No,
Brian.
no.
Oh, Brian. Fuck. I didn't realize you were a ginger.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Are you left-handed?
Hell no.
Well, then you're fucking not a true ginger, bitch.
This is a first for me now.
I'm just fucking with you.
We're supposed to stick together.
Corey's the king of gingers.
I just fucking with you,
Left-handed
dude.
ginger.
Left-handed gingers are like the pinnacle of evil.
Yep, he's the
Well,
final
Matt-
boss.
Yeah, the
Matt
final
has called
boss.
me
There you
the
go.
pinnacle of redheads.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys all get together before the chat and like conspire to do things. Like a group of people that we're not allowed to talk about, you know?
Usually when you go and get your burrito, that's when we talk.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of needing a burrito right now.
No.
Don't tell me
It's not
no.
worth-
I'll do it fucking just to spite your ass.
Jesus.
But since I'm turning gray, all of my gingerness is about to leave.
Does the red turn white or does it turn gray? Or does it
I
turn
don't know.
black like your lack of a soul?
A little white and black in there.
White. I'm
Right, it's getting
some white-
peppery.
I'm getting some whites in the beard.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
Dude, my whole chin's white, if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on camera, but this whole fucking thing right here is like 90% white hair. Which sucks because I used to just have a chin beard all the time. Like, I'd shave everything, and I just have my chin beard. Now, if I just have my chin beard, everyone would think the whole thing looks like that.
That's the only thing I can really grow is a chin beard.
I grow a hell of a neck beard, too. But I don't really like that. No one wants a neck beard. My oldest son, that's all he can grow now. So he has to shave, but all he shaves is his neck.
Let's see. When I was growing up, my beard and everything would grow in patches, real bad. It was just like splotches everywhere. It wasn't until probably mid-20s when I could grow a fucking full beard finally. Probably late 20s.
God damn it!
I
You had to
think
remind
that
me of that
dude was
burrito. I was fine until you were like, "Hey, here's the burrito that you usually get on Saturday night, Honda, and it's pretty good, right?" Or Mark, or whatever the fuck you call me. I don't fucking care. Call me whatever the fuck you want, bitch. I'm drinking.
A good old juicy, delicious burrito.
Breakfast with bacon and eggs and cheese and French fries and spicy red salsa.
That sounds so good.
That sounds really good. Yeah.
And it's like the size of like my forearm.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
You still talk about the burrito, right?
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple. Where the fuck is Matt at for all this shit? He never shows up for the fun chats. Every time he's here, it's like great. Maybe that's the problem.
Do you guys Mexican places do tortas?
I don't even know what a torta is.
Tortas?
It's a Mexican sandwich.
Basically, yeah.
Kind of like a sub, except smaller. Not like a foot long or anything. Like a Mexican hoagie, basically.
They're so good, though.
Delicious. Leo, you got some places downtown that do like pambazos where they're like dipped in some spicy shit.
Oh, that's good, dude. Those little street tacos that they do, and they take the taco thing before they grill it, and they dip it like right in the fucking like spicy pork grease or whatever the fuck it is, the soup, and then they grill it up and make a little mini taco.
Oh yeah. Well, they do the same thing, but it's like basically a big bun, essentially.
I mean, man, there's so many places. You get like they got like a Texas style, they got a Hawaiian style torta, a bunch of different styles of tortas. I used to get at this one place, right? It'd be so expensive, but so good.
Oh my god!
Wait, what is the Texas style torta? Let me guess.
Oh,
it's got ground beef.
I think it's steak,
queso, and gravy.
I think it's like steak, eggs, and bacon on it, and something like that. But it's huge, like, and they're all huge, and it's so good.
It all depends on where you go. They're like one restaurant's Texas style torta would be different than another.
Yeah.
Some of it would have ground. Sometimes it would have
different form, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it would have ground beef, and other time it would have like steak bits, or you know what I mean, or what they call carnitas, that kind of thing.
What are the shoes that they throw with their kids?
Chanclas. Basically sandal.
Dude, someone needs to come up with a Mexican restaurant named that.
I'm sure that there already is one.
And then just have like really good food and just be like chanclas.
Yeah.
And they just throw a chancla at you just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, your food's up.
Come get your order.
Yeah, you don't know fear until someone you're being chased by someone about to throw a chancla at you.
Would you ever go? Okay, so there's this restaurant called Dick's, I think is the name of it, where the waiter is just as much of an asshole to you, and he embarrasses you and does whatever he can throughout the serving of a meal to make fun of you.
Dick's Last Resort. Yeah, they have one down in San Antonio.
Have you gone there?
Never have. Heard about it, but never actually stepped foot in there. But I would if I was going with the group.
Sounds like Wiener's Circle, Leo.
Yeah. Right. Actually, what?
The fuck is that?
The insult comment dog was there.
The fuck are you talking about? Wieners?
Wiener's Circle, man. It's a hot dog place in Chicago where the people who serve you basically give you shit the entire time.
Dude, I want to work at a place like that. Like, I want to just get like really good at just talking shit to your fucking face.
There's so much video of it. I actually think
Triumph the insult comment dog went there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's a late night host?
Conan, I think it was.
Conan, did a thing. He went to the Wiener Circle with insult.
The Wiener Circle. That just sounds like you're politely talking about a circle jerk.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, they talk mad shit to you. Yeah, Honda, I think you'll definitely be good for that place.
There's a place called Dirty Nelly's that was like that too.
You just develop a routine, right? It's trial and error, and the more people that you take care of, the easier it is to like develop this routine. And you like Just pick a thing that you're going to say and see how it goes, and then build on that. Pick another thing after you find something that's good, and then find something else that's good, and then find something else to say, and then pretty soon you've got like 15 things that you have to say to this person before you can bring them their water. You know, it's great. Like, that's how you do that shit.
Oh no, Wiener Circle, they insult you to the core.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the most insulting shit that you. And like the thing is, like if you work at a place like that, they're paying you to do it.
Oh yeah.
They can't say shit, and if they do, like you've got something in your back pocket ready to fucking serve them for that too. You know, like oh you got offended, we got a fucking baby here. You know,
it's definitely a tourist attraction here.
It would take a certain kind of person. Like you'd almost want to be like a stand-up comic to do something like that. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking that. Yeah, that would be a good place for an aspiring comedian to get their start.
Right.
You're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid. What can I get you?
I think it would be a fun job. Like once you get you, I don't know. Like I'm so fucking over dealing with people though. Like I'm too old in life at this point to start a job like that. I would have had to already been there at this point.
Yeah.
Because I just don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? Like for better or worse or whatever. Like I'm just at work to get my money, to get paid, to do whatever I got to do. Like minimum number of steps, minimum number of effort, minimum number. You know, and not to like fucking shortchange anybody. You're like not give them what they're fucking they're paying for or deserving. But how do I do that without expending any extra energy because I'm so old that it fucking hurts? You know, like that's where I'm at. It sucks.
Me and Ohio both.
Well, you see these like 20-year-old kids who have like energy to spare. You know?
Well, they're 20.
Me and Ohio both put the Wiener Circle videos in the side chat.
Oh my god!
I want to watch it later. Mine's is the Conan one. I think he just got a raw footage one.
Yeah, that's just some random people that work there that were talking to some guy in an interview or something.
Here we go.
Let's get it started.
That's really loud.
People come in because of the abuse. Besides the food.
That guy looks like he's seen a dick or two.
Evidently, they're punishing themselves for getting stoned and drunk and all that stuff. So
of course they fucking serve hot dogs. You fucking goddamn Chicago fucks. Jesus.
Wiener Circle, come on, bro.
Fuck hot dogs.
Oh, it's a hot dog. You gotta have dick-shaped food, don't you fucking piece of shit faggot.
Poochie Jackson?
You come in like you got your
Poochie. Her name's Poochie, of course it is.
head down, you have a good time, you get a good fucking laugh, you get good. Yeah, that's what Obamacare gets you, bitch. Vote for Pat Quinn. I'm Poochie Jackson. I approve this message. I used to work the night shift.
Yolanda.
Some of the people don't know about us when I was working nights. You can, what the fuck you on or whatever, and they, oh my God, I've never, So sometimes that's funny to see the expression on the people's face when it comes.
Yeah, the one I posted probably can't show it on YouTube because that's Conan.
This is them like doing interviews. Like you got to see them like raw, like live, dude. They're nasty.
Yeah.
I don't like what Yolanda's putting down right now. Let's watch this other one. That was the one Ohio put. Let's see what Leo put.
That's the Conan one, so I don't know if they do it like.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, channel strike. Yeah.
Liberty Mutual. Oh yeah, you might get a channel strike for this.
It's not a channel strike. It's a demonetization because they're gonna fucking steal your monetization and give it to somebody else.
Featuring Ghirardelli Premium.
This ain't gonna be that bad either because it's.
Which anyone who's afraid of that shit, you're just. If you're on YouTube and you're afraid of that, you're doing it wrong.
There are many famous landmarks here in Chicago, but none is more loved than the Wiener Circle. Let's face it, people love the Wiener Circle. People go there for the Chicago hot dogs and also for the extremely hostile staff. See, they put down the customers who in turn yell back at them. It's a tradition. It's fun. It's intense. It's very, very vulgar. All right? We thought as an experiment, we would send to the Wiener Circle the nicest, most polite person we know, Jack McBrayer of 30 Rock.
Man, he's got some horse teeth. Look at them things.
We wanted to see how Jack would handle this incredibly abusive environment. We're excited for great things, and it looks like there's a...
What you want? I don't know if it's going to be in a red knot and a char dog.
What char dog? What's in there?
I'm letting you know, I just want a hot dog. Do you want to try your thing? I
like a regular char dog. Mustard and ketchup, please.
So you want the regular cheese? Please stop the char dog. You need to stop doing the drugs.
I've never done it.
Is that Poochie?
Can you see something for us? You look more like kids. Barbie's Where's Barbie at?
I'm a paying customer.
Put the fire in there.
Very rude.
Jesus Christ, dude. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying. They're like, give me my hot dog. I'm good.
It's like that, but a lot worse than on TV.
Right.
Dick's is okay. I won't say better or worse, but it's different because like the waiter is just giving you shit the whole fucking time. They're not just like three of them screaming at you. I don't know if that's better or worse. I'd be more stressed out under this situation though. Like I got like people standing behind me waiting to order, and I got like three fucking people yelling at me and shit because I don't understand what's going on. But I guess if you want to get yelled at, that's the place to go.
Right. It's almost like how much further are they going to go? Because it looks like they're about ready to whoop people's asses.
Right.
But they're getting angry.
And to be honest, the food is okay, you know, but you know, that's the appeal. You take people visiting you there just to get the reaction out of them.
It's funny. We saw the owner, right? And now here's the people who work there. Seems to be a little bit different. I don't know. Something changed there in the middle.
I don't know what you mean.
Earl says, rather get my wiener from 7-Eleven. You go to the fucking, that little hole in the bathroom? Is that what you do?
The glory hole?
You know that hole. There's a hole.
To the glory hole.
I don't know if it's the construction people that put it in or if that's done like aftermarket or how that works, but at some point, sometimes someone makes a hole and things can come through that hole.
And that wiener might be cleaner than the one that's been rolling around in that heat cage for about 3 weeks.
I'm not sure if any clean wieners come through that hole.
It's cleaner than the one that's in the rollers.
Right? I mean, it might be cleaner than the rat burger from fucking Demolition Man.
I don't know. I think those are quite clean and delicious.
Probably, yeah.
Have you ever eaten squirrel or like any kind of rodent?
No.
Like hell no. Fuck no.
Well, shit. I think a rabbit is a rodent. So yeah.
I've never even eaten a rabbit.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, because it's a fucking rodent.
Exactly.
There's a reason people don't like rabbit. I don't know. I'm sure rabbit's okay.
I've heard rabbit's really good.
The one I had was gamey as fuck. I was like, I don't know.
Like Colorado, we only have these little tiny rabbits that can survive the winter. But if you go like down south of Texas, they've got those giant ass jackrabbits.
Right.
And those things kind of they look tasty. It's like almost like a turkey, you know? It's like big ass fucking rabbit.
If you're not careful, those things like carry babies away and shit.
Has that ever happened? Really?
No, I'm just fucking around.
The jackalope.
Yeah.
Shit, you
I would
never
have thought
know.
they made a movie about that or something.
Yeah, right.
Shit, you
The
never know. what
Jackrabbit
the
ate
Texas
Yo, baby.
Terror rabbit.
Yeah, you never know with them Texas animals.
Yeah.
Well, it's
The armament
bugs that I'm worried about because, like, you
Oh,
guys.
man.
Okay, there's like cockroaches in Denver, right? They're these little tiny, tiny, tiny little things that if you have, you can't get rid of, but you never fucking see them, right?
Yeah.
In Texas, you guys have these like giant ass fucking things like this big, and when you try to catch them, they grow wings all of a sudden and fly away.
Yeah, if they're flying around, you know they're running the place.
We have spiders. They're little tiny spiders like this big, sometimes a little bit bigger. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you might even see a black widow spider. Ooh. Texas has like tarantulas, bro.
Tarantulas and scorpions.
Yeah. We also have the brown recluse. I don't know if y'all have that up there, but it's almost like a black widow. It's not quite as poisonous, but it's still pretty fucking.
Yeah,
still
those
pretty.
Brown recluse, that shit'll eat down to the bone.
Yeah, it slowly. It's the venom is like flesh eating. It'll fuck you up.
Necrotic.
Yeah, but really, it's still. I think for what they said, it still depends on the person. Don't quote me on that, but you know, some people are just different than others when they get that bite.
Yeah.
The black man said the brown recluse ain't bad.
Now the black widow, a little different. Those black ones are something else.
Yeah, or like snakes, right? Colorado, if you go into certain areas under certain conditions, there's a chance that you might see a rattler snake. You might see a western diamondback rattlesnake. Texas has those, plus like water moccasins and all kinds of fucking shit.
Copperheads.
Yeah, you have stuff we don't. Is the point?
Illinois, we got rattlers and cottonmouths and stuff.
What's that poem that you used to tell a poisonous snake? Is it black touch
Red
yellow
on
kill a fellow?
Red on yellow kills a fellow. Red on
yellow, yeah.
Red on black, venom lack.
Red on black, yeah. Friend to Jack.
I was in Boy Scouts too.
Yeah.
That's for coral snakes, isn't it? Why the fuck did we learn that in Colorado? No one knows. There's no answer to this.
Nope.
The difference between a coral snake and what's the other one? A king snake, is it?
Yeah, something like
those
that.
look the same. Yeah.
Oh shit. Calhoun dropped in $5. Says, been bit by brown recluse 3 different times. Don't recommend. Didn't go to the bone or anything. Most of the Southeast has everything you've mentioned. Yeah. That's why the South sucks, dude. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, the South shall rise again when we're not plagued by all these giant beasts and crawling critters that are all around us all the time.
And armadillos that give you leprosy.
Dude, at least Colorado gets cold enough to kill everything that sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we
think
need
that all
more
of
to
these
run out of,
critters.
like fucking California and leftist motherfuckers.
I think that all these poisonous, venomous critters were released here as part of a northern plot.
Probably.
Conspiracy.
I hate fucking animals, man. Why do they exist? Why do venomous animals exist?
I get it. It's, if you're a rattlesnake and you're in the middle of nowhere, that's fine. The ones that piss me off are like mosquitoes and like bugs that live in your house, like cockroaches and bed bugs and all those shits, dude. Fuck them. There's no reason.
That's why those venomous animals exist, because they kill those ones that you don't like.
Yeah, but there's also animals that do the same thing that don't have venom.
This is true.
Like wasps and stuff like that. Those will take out your tree webworms and stuff. They feed on those. It's weird. Nature is like a delicate balance. It's kind of like, oh, I hate this bug. Well, this bug takes care of that other bug that you also don't like. It's like,
That's
oh,
why
shit.
remember that whole like bee infestation thing, or like or bees becoming extinct, or it was one or the other.
Yeah.
Where it could really screw up the entire world's population.
Right.
So there was some kind of beetle that got released into Australia, and the regular Australian flora and fauna was not able to fight against this kind of beetle. I think it was a beetle. I might be wrong on that. And so the Australian officials were like, you know what? Let's put some frogs on our fucking island, because it's basically an island. I know it's a continent, but fuck you. It's a tiny fucking continent, so it's basically a big-ass island.
Yep.
Let's put some frogs on our big-ass island, and it will take care of these beetles. And again, I'm not sure that it was beetles. It might have been something else. Mm-hmm. And then the frogs, because of the frogs that they grabbed, had fucking, like, poisonous glands in their skin, and they'd, like, eat all the beetles and other bugs and other things that are supposed to be there, and then hop around, and then, like, weird fucking Australian animals would be like, ew, dingo, it's a piece of meat for me. Let me eat that frogga there, or whatever they fucking say. And they'd eat the frog, and then they'd fucking die. And so there's, like, hundreds of different species in Australia that got killed by these frogs that they released to take care of the beetles. It's like an ecological disaster. It's funny. Mm-hmm. It's funny to me. Their ecological disaster is just fucking funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Earth finds a way. Right, comes up with a new animal. Right, that
Mike will find a way.
Yeah.
Outback Steakhouse is good. I like the cheese fries, and dude, that blooming onion is delicious.
Fuck yes, the blooming onion's what you go to Outback for.
Fuck yeah, it is. I could eat just that.
Never had Outback.
It can't be good for you. Like, I mean, it's just deep fried. It's like a giant ass onion ring, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's
and then
so
you dip it in like mayonnaise
good.
sauce or whatever. But oh my god, it's good. You ever try to make a blooming onion at home? It never turns out right.
I don't need to. I go to Outback Steakhouse.
Exactly.
And then what is doesn't Chili's have something like the Awesome Blossom or something like that? It's kind of similar to that.
They cheated. Chili's is fucking gay. Fuck Chili's. I worked at Chili's for like 3 years at one point.
They used to be good, but they've gone to shit lately.
Yeah. I like their Southwest, I think it was their Southwest Chipotle nachos or something like that. I was completely unprepared for how good that was. And this was several years ago. This was, good Lord, maybe 20 years ago. But I remember my eyes rolling back into my head when I tried that thing. It was really good.
When I worked at Chili's, they had, out of any chain corporate normal restaurant, they had the highest calorie burger of any place ever. It was I forget what they called it. It was their like bacon burger, you know? So it had like bacon and cheese and bacon with bacon and cheese and fucking everything on them. It was like 2,000 calories for just the burger. And that's if you don't eat the fries and shit. Everything that they had was either made in a microwave or in this. Okay, so they NASA developed these ovens that they could put on a spacecraft or some shit. I don't fucking know what they developed it for. And then they didn't have any reason to have it, so they sold it to Chili's. And Chili's spent like $20,000 per Chili's, plus another $10,000 to have everyone trained and have it installed. These literally NASA ovens to cook the burgers in and to cook so everything you just put it in there and it goes on a conveyor belt, pops out the other side, medium rare, medium well, whatever it is. Takes the cook completely out of it. All he does is load stuff on the fucking conveyor belt and take it off when it's done. And it never worked right.
I've had friends who have DoorDashed fajitas from Chili's, and I'm like, are you a freaking psychopath? Like, the whole point of getting fajitas from Chili's is the fact that they're like sizzling when they come out to the restaurant, right?
Yep.
Oh, bro, that you remind me. Have you ever had the buffalo fajitas?
No.
Fajitas? Did you hear my voice there?
Yep.
No. You go through puberty again, Honda?
They've got buffalo chicken fajitas, and they put buffalo sauce all over this chicken, and then throw it on the fucking the cast iron, and then it starts smoking like crazy. And then you, as the waiter, got to take the smoking fucking crazy tray from the kitchen to the table.
Oh, and the steam.
And the steam hits you in the face, and it's like getting pepper sprayed.
Yeah. Take your breath away.
I was gonna say, has anyone ever tried to make hot sauce at home? Because that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. Holy shit, we've been going 3.5 hours almost.
Good chat.
Let's keep going.
But I really want a burrito. Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. I'll shoot you, Corey. How many guns do you have around you right now? I have an embarrassing number of guns around me.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
1. Oh no, I got 0. Excuse me.
I have 9.
Well, Leo, I think you at least got one between your legs, right?
No, that's a pea shooter.
Love gun.
It's an airsoft.
Yeah. It's a Nerf gun, is what that is.
Yeah.
I have 7.
Shoots nothing but blanks. That's why Leo doesn't have any kids.
And it's like orange and stuff.
Yeah, got that orange tip so everyone knows it doesn't work.
Bright orange, yep.
You know they make pills for that, right?
And they need to. It's amazing the things that people did before there were pills. They'd like go to Africa and hunt down black fucking rhinos and grind up their fucking horns so that they could sniff it so they could get a boner. And it would only work because of placebo effect.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they've just got Viagra. Forrest says, recommend having kids. I recommend you find a woman who's going to stay around and is able to have kids. And if you think she's going to stay around and she's able to have kids, then come inside of her as much as you can. Yes, kids are awesome.
If she has blue or purple hair, she's the right one.
Yeah. If she's got lots of tattoos and talks about Earth Day every year.
And a nose ring.
If she loves Stalin.
If she has crystals in the house.
If she does crystal meth.
And moon rocks and stuff.
Crack rocks. I mean, everything.
Yeah. If she goes to Burning Man.
Burning Man.
It's true. Burning Man's the fucking... If she goes to Burning Man, you know it's marriage material.
Definitely.
Viagra came from spider venom? Fuck yeah. Did a spider bite someone's dick and they're like, hold on, wait a minute. we gotta figure out what part of the spider bite is doing this, because
it gave that person elephantitis of the dick.
What is it called when your boner won't go away?
Priapism.
Priapism, yeah.
You knew that way too quickly.
Yeah. No, well, me and my friends were actually going to invent a car called the Priapism.
Oh, sure, a car, yeah.
Yeah.
There is
it's gonna have dually tires in the back.
Like balls?
Exactly.
Man, remember those days of high school where you just get a boner for no reason?
Yeah, the bus. The bus would like hit a bump and you'd be like, oh shit, I gotta like hide myself a little bit. And you tuck it up. You tuck it up in your belt. You ever do that move?
Oh yeah. I remember my 13th birthday.
If it's out, just everyone knows.
Random boners. And my 13th birthday, they made me stand up, and while they sang "Happy Birthday" to me, and I had a huge giant heart on, and only this one particular girl saw it, and she turned red and was laughing her fucking head off. But I was like literally covering my face because I thought everybody in the classroom saw my fucking wicked boner.
Like, don't act like you're not impressed.
Yeah,
man. What was worse?
She smiled at me a lot after that. I'll tell you that.
There you go,
man. What was worse if you was in ROTC and you had to wear those ROTC pants?
Right.
Oh man, they were so thin you could see everything through it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do that, Pocket Rocket. This is YouTube. I don't think, unless you change your emoji or whatever, the picture that you have.
Well, if you're in New Hampshire and you send dick pics, it's now illegal. You'll get in trouble.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't do that.
How do you tell a girl that you love her or not, then, if you live in New Hampshire?
If you can't send a dick pic, right?
Yeah. It makes no sense.
You just got to dry hump her till she's into it.
That's exactly what you got to do.
That only messes your underwear up.
Or chafes the fucking tip.
Yeah.
You ever get that chafe tip?
Oh.
And by the time it's finally time to bring it out, it's too late.
Yeah.
Because you've gone done fucking messed up and rubbed the inside of your...
Did you walk funny home?
Can't touch it for like 2 days. You fucking take a shower later, the soap hurts.
Throw some Vaseline on it.
Well, I do that anyways.
Yeah.
What happened to live free or die?
What's the context?
I suppose if you put like a "Don't tread on me" flag on the dick pic, then it becomes a political message and therefore, like, maybe protected.
I don't know, but it's about to be breakfast burrito or die pretty soon. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, there's one girl, I sent her dick pics, but they of horse dicks. a tree which the bark is in the shape of a dick.
I get to see like Leo downloading pictures of big dicks so that he can send his dick pics to chicks.
Where my phone is? I should post them on the I'm gonna post them on Discord.
Please
It's like
don't.
they call that the reverse catfish.
Let's see which one of my phones have it.
You reverse catfish that bitch.
You have to make an entire
Wait.
subject.
You noodled her.
Right.
Get it? You noodled her.
Noodle.
Because the noodlers, they catch catfish. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. I'm drunk and I can think of that shit. Fuck you. I can drive. I get a burrito.
No.
Yeah, but see, that's how you get around that. Send a horse dicks, right? Send a couple red rockets. No.
Bro, that takes me back though to the beginning of this chat when no one but Ohio and me were here. And this is not funny. This is not cool. That story, and I don't know if you guys heard it, so I'll tell it again. So I was off of work at like 1:30 in the morning last night. Drove home at 1:30. Probably get home like 1:30, 1:45, something like that. And one block up the street from the turn into the apartment complex that I live at were like 10 cop cars and an ambulance and a fire truck, and everybody was there. And I couldn't tell from far away. It looked like it was the entrance to my apartment complex. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I got closer and it was a block up, right? So I pull into the place and park my car, and I get out of the car and I hear this woman screaming. And I guess there was a car accident, and I'm not sure if it was her that was hurt. I think it was her that was hurt, or maybe it was someone in the car that was with her that was hurt, and they were putting them into the fucking the ambulance in the back, and blood curdling screams, dude.
Yeah.
And it's been fucking with me all goddamn day.
Wait, when did this happen?
Last night when I got home.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I couldn't see anything. Like from like where I have to park my car to the area that happened, there's like a 7-foot tall fence or 8-foot tall fence or whatever, and there's a fucking building. So I couldn't see anything, but I could hear because it was close enough. Like you could hear everything that woman was saying. And she was not having a good time. So that shit kind of fucked with me, and it made me think about like all these like first responders, and I mean even police, firemen, whoever, you know, who show up to these scenes where people are just fucked up. Like they got in a car accident, they're fucked up. They got in a car accident. Their wife, their husband, their kid, whoever they care about that was in the car with them, laughing in the back seat 2 seconds ago, is fucking fucked up now.
There was just one time when I was an EMT, this 18-year-old girl got ran over by a drunk driver, and it shattered her fucking pelvis. And I did everything I could. I put a pillow under her fucking knees, you know, put her in the Trendelenburg position. I was holding ice packs on her hip and everything to just kind of keep it together. And it didn't matter how much fucking pain medicine we gave her. Oh, I felt bad for her. She was just fucking screaming bloody murder and pain. It was bad. And the smell, because literally looked like when he ran her over, he did a burnout on her fucking leg.
Ooh.
And you got that burnt fucking flesh smell. Dude, it was fucking horrible.
Well, I have one question, Corey. What did she do?
What do you mean?
Like when the girl gets raped, and you're like, well, what was she wearing?
Jesus.
Too soon.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, that went dark real quick.
Right?
Man.
On that note, we've been going 1 hour and 36 minutes, and the sound and thought of a burrito is calling.
So you mean 3 hours and 36 minutes?
What did I say?
An hour
36.
Okay, +2. Fine. Close enough. You know what I fucking meant? Jesus Christ. Slap you in the dick.
No, because I was like, wait, what? Hold on. Right, I'm looking at the time. I'm like, wait a minute.
You know what? It's been fun drinking with you guys. I think we should drink this time again next week.
Yeah.
Make this a weekly thing where we all get together and have some drinks and laugh about shit rather than dwell on things that we can't control or, you know,
exactly
look at the impending doom and disaster that is about to befall us. Let's have a moment of levity.
Blow some steam.
That doesn't have to revolve around nerd shit constantly. Fuck you, Matt.
Hey, we did go like nerd for like an hour talking about magic and shit.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of nerd that I like. I don't like all this like, well, I got this figure, and he's a big doll that I have that has this thing on it, and he's got this gun, and he's my doll that I like to play with. Yeah, I can make fun of people too.
Calvin said you're good to drive as long as you film it.
All Mark had to do is buy a action figure, just one. Then he's hooked.
You know, all I have to say is I blame all of this drunkenness right now on Kyle Rittenhouse. Fuck you, Kyle. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have bought this bottle of booze. And I would probably be dead sober right now. So if I get in trouble, it's Kyle Rittenhouse's fault. Oh, Bjorn dropped in $2. Said, see you later. See you later, Gator. After a while, Crocodile.
Later, Bjorn.
Remember how gay the 80s were? You weren't there.
I was.
The 80s
was
were
there halfway in.
But you didn't notice it was how gay it was.
Dude, mullets and short shorts. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Yep.
Like, when you look at Wham, like, man, those some perfectly straight men right there. That George Michael banging all the women.
George Michael was 100% on the level. A man's man.
A man's man.
All right, boys. Well, we will see you tomorrow night for what do we call
my
it?
word.
Mark my words.
Yep, mark my words.
See, I was going to call this one Mark's Mad Minute,
Mark's
There you
man,
go.
3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yes, but it's a little off of that. So.
How about burrito time? You name for one of the shows.
Yeah,
Burrito-
fuck you for
burrito hour?
reminding me. Thank you very, very much for reminding me of the burrito that I do not have in my hand right now that I'm about to have to
No.
fucking risk my life to go get. Got it.
Everyone
Well-
come back next week with a burrito.
That's a good idea.
Midnight.
The burrito
The Mad
show, and it'd be
Midnight.
like, show your burrito.
I think that means something else.
Midnight Mark.
Maybe
I
it
like
means something else to you. I'm talking about food.
Yeah, well, it sounded sexual when you said it. So whether you meant it like that or not, it was very rapey,
It sounded sexual to you.
and I think you should apologize to the women.
No,
in the
it sounded sexual to you.
rapey, not sexual.
Yeah.
Rapey.
I bet you could taste that burrito right now.
Tune in next week and we'll be showing cross sections of burritos.
Yeah. Showing the
Fuck
layers.
happiness. Stay angry.
Just like that. Cross sections of sanity, of pure, unadulterated, on the level sanity. That's what you can expect to find here.
Penis.
And penis. Penis,
Pangina.
pengina sanity. All of the above. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. We're gonna go ahead and end this bitch. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you YouTube for not giving me a strike. If you haven't, give the video a thumbs up. Help us out with the algorithm. I don't know. Something's happened and I have hit a stall of subscribers and it seems to be going nowhere fast. Remember when Matt got stuck at like 100,000
Yep.
forever?
Yeah.
Well, I'm stuck and I'm nowhere near 100,000 forever. So help me out. Get a thumbs up going. But
Share the videos.
Take one bastard's thumb up this fucking chat.
Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, on that note, we will see you all tomorrow night. And I hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the show. Peace out. Thank you for being here. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Later.